Hello. Hello. Hi. Oh. Hi. Hello. How is everyone? Did everyone have a good... What has it been? It's been a full day. Hello. Have I bought books? No, I haven't done I have a, like, weekly to bi-weekly, sometimes pilgrimage, depending on my availability, to Barnes and Noble. So, um, hopefully I will soon. I don't know which book to start with, honestly. I don't know how many books there are, but I also don't know which book to start with. So we'll see. I also don't know what section they'd be in. Lots of things to guess around in. Honestly, but we'll get there. That's part of the fun of reading. I mean, I always have stuff on my bedside table, so just, even if it's a constant flow for the next like 2 years or something, it's fine. Halo 1 omnibus. There's an omnibus just for Halo. Oh my gosh. You tried to buy a book, but they only had a secondhand one for 500. Like a Halo book for 500, or just like some random book. Do the Halo books cost 500 a pop? What? Wait, what? I need more information on what book you were trying to purchase, because now I'm worried. Wait, what? Like, you can get a box set of Reach, Flood, First Strike? Oh. Contact Harvest. I need to see if there's like a read order. It seems like there's differently opinion. The book's out of print. I feel that with my manga collection. I cannot get into another book related hobby that has to do with out of print volumes that I have to fight with resellers over, because that's my life with my manga collection, and I'm gonna check it out at the library. If the Halo series has a reseller issue, I'm going to the library. I can't do e-readers. I don't enjoy e-reading. Like, personally, I like flipping the pages, but yeah, I'm just gonna go to my library. you know Harvest is the 5th book. Oh my gosh, I can't keep track. Yo, you have 60 points. You can put all that into buying armor so you can customize it in Halo Reach. Wait, what? These points do something? What are these points? How is 60 a lot of points? Physical book, exactly. My shelf is kind of getting out of control. I moved into a new house, and I converted our basement into like one entire wall into a library, and it has, if you're familiar with like IKEA, it has like 5.5, like 5 of the big shelves and then 1 of the half shelves long of books that I have my manga collection on. And I'm starting to, right now I'm able to fill the shelves, but I'm gonna start needing to, you know how you can get risers to like 2 stack them? So that it's like 1 in the back and then a second row in the front. I'm getting close to needing to do some risers, which means I want to get a 3D printer and like measure what I need and maybe do risers that way, because I don't really want them out of wood, just because I don't want to deal with wood. I haven't decided how I want to do it yet. In my old bookshelf setup with my manga, I had like cardboard. It was like a really, really goofy setup, but now with adult money, I don't have to use cardboard. I can, do a little bit perhaps of a better, nicer setup. It's a little better for the books too. So I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I'm not the biggest like woodworking person, so I think a 3D printer would be better. But thank you for the follow. Oh, it's a reward from Legendary. I mean, yeah, I could buy more shelves, but I really like the aesthetic that I have right now, which is an entire wall is covered with bookshelves. It looks really nice. The setup, like my basement library thing I've created, looks really nice, and it's got like a nice couch to like be cozy and read manga on. The other side has a nice TV so that I can like watch anime and stuff. And so there's no real room in the setup I've created. If you imagine the TV on one wall, the couch on another wall. Like, maybe I'll open Sims and like show you what it looks like. But yeah, so the way the setup is, I can't fit any. It's like the perfect size, and so I can't fit any more bookshelves. So I want to adjust and make do. Maybe my collection has grown too large. Exactly. The aesthetic is like so important. When you have such a big collection, you gotta like display it, you know? Are you like adding doors? That's interesting. I'm not like the biggest door fan. I do like the shelf idea. The shelf idea could be good. Like one single wooden shelf that I like put in. That could work. That could work. But yeah, I like them easily accessible because I like grab them. You know, oh, you don't have to dust it as often. Yeah, that's true. I just dust. I don't know. I don't mind too much. For the aesthetic, you know? It's for the aesthetic. If I had a lot of figures and stuff, I think it would be different. Because books are a lot easier to dust than, like, delicate figures. If I had, you know, not that, it would kind of be... It might be a lot. What did you miss? Nothing. I'm just pre-stream yapping. This stream is very casual yapping. Just so it's I don't know if I should even be in a video game category. I might get yelled at. Time functional adults. Yeah, this you got it. You know, if you don't keep up with it. I mean, I have 2 cats and 3 dogs. Like if I don't keep up with cleaning and vacuuming and like dusting and everything every day, it would get out of control. Absolutely just out of control. So I gotta kind of probably put in more effort than perhaps is like normal for for that sort of thing. Let me see. Let me let me get myself ready so that we can start watching. Yeah, exactly. The cat hair. That's what'll get you, you know? Ooh, I like the idea of replacing the back wall of the bookshelf. I like that. I've thought about like kind of wallpapering them before, but it would just take so long, you know? But I have considered it. Yeah, cats make a lot, even like brushing every day. It's so much, but it is what it is. Oh, yeah, you gotta like remove everything. Henry Stickman collection. I've never heard of that before. Henry Stickman. I saw this thing on Steam today for Metal Gear Solid, which I've never played before. Like, a new Metal Gear Solid game came out, and I'm like, is that a good reason to get into Metal Gear Solid? The Henry Stickman collection. Wait, I remember you playing this as, like, a Flash game. As, like, a kid. These kind of, like, this look, this visual is so nostalgic. Yeah, exactly. Very nostalgic. Adding it to the wish list. It's actually 60% off. Why are they having a special promotion on the Henry Stickmin collection? Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, exactly. I feel like a lot of these games, it's just never a bad time to get into it, you know? Okay, so now that I've yapped everyone's ears off, okay, let's lay the ground rules for this. We will obviously be discussing quite a bit of lore today. All I ask is, you know, if it's a spoiler from, like, Reach or ODST 5 and 6, like, don't spoil it for me, please. I haven't played those yet. I've played 1 through 4. I know it can be kind of hard because, like, information can get blurred if it's been a while since you played the games. But within reason and effort, try to only, you know, talk about stuff that we're seeing in those games, just because I don't want too many. You know, it won't be fun. It won't be a surprise when I play Reach and ODST if all the spoilers have happened. You know. Hi, CJ. But here we go into it. That's my only request. We'll discuss certain things. We'll obviously start with CE. We'll see how many. I assume we can get through all the terminals today. And then when we hit Halo 3, I'll just read the terminals. I'm going to just Google them and read them. I assume there's a place we can do that. Surely there's a wiki for Halo. If there's not, that's wild. Yeah, exactly. No spoilers for the cat VTuber, please. Spoilers. CJ, you must hold yourself back. If you want to see me play Reach and ODST, I'll just throw it out there. If I learn too many spoilers, I won't play the game because I play for the lore. So if I already know the lore, I won't be motivated to play. So hopefully that's motivation to not spoil. Is if you want to see me play the game, you got to not spoil the lore. You know? That's my little bribe for the day, I suppose. We've bribed chat. Okay, here we go. The first terminal. Now, most of these, when I played through them, I found like 1 or 2 terminals, which honestly may have been even worse than finding no terminals because like the information blurred, you know? Like I only found a little tiny piece of the puzzle, and I think that made me extrapolate things that didn't actually make sense. So 40 terminals. Oh wow. Here we go! Terminals. Pillar of Autumn. I like also all of the games at this point because I played them all basically one after another. The plot has kind of blurred for these too, so I'm very interested to see how I experience some of these terminals now that I've seen things. Halo 5 I might just watch on YouTube. I haven't sold myself yet on actually playing it because it's like Xbox exclusive, you know? We'll see. Here we go! Let me turn up the volume. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
By order of Ecumen Council, proximity to Installation 04 is forbidden. Your continued presence will result in most unpleasant countermeasures. I must insist that you immediately change course and return to a minimum safe distance of 1 light year. This has served as your one and final warning.
Wait, what?
I have activated defensive systems, and you now have 30 seconds to return to the minimum safe distance of... Wait. Curious.
Oh, that's us!
Curious indeed, after all these years. Greetings, humans, and welcome to Installation 04. Ignore prior warnings, and please continue. I have disabled defensive systems to allow your approach, but you must not exit your ship once you have arrived at the designated landing center. This ring contains significant dangers, and even with your assumed legacy, I must verify the presence and pitch of your gauge before allowing full access. We have much to discuss, humans. I have been away far too long. You have been away far too long.
You have been away. We've been away. Wait. Hi, Jackal. Oh yeah, wait. This is quiet for you. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I turned it up a little bit, so hopefully that's better. Okay, so... Halo 1 and 2 terminals were only added in the remaster. Yeah, that's one thing. Okay, so from that terminal, I have seen some YouTube comments about this, so I was a little spoiled on this. So I'll give you all context on what I am aware of. Let me turn down Halo in my ear. So... in the original trilogy, 1, 2, and 3, the Forerunners were apparently ancient humans. And then that gets retconned in Halo 4, and we're like separate entities. So this is clearly alluding, right? 343 Spark is saying, hey, I haven't seen the Forerunners in so long, you're finally back, you know? He's doing a scan to make sure, but basically this is saying, this is like a spoiler that we are... or humans are ancient Forerunners, right? Yeah, okay, it's never been confirmed, but like implied. Wait, which part's never been confirmed? The retcon or the fact that humans are ancient? Or Forerunners are ancient humans? Because yeah, definitely in Halo 4, they make it very clear that humans are a completely separate entity. And I won't lie. I like the idea, like, when you take the two concepts, right? For me, at least when I've seen through 1 through 4, I like the concept much more that humans are a separate entity, because I thought it was really, like, interesting and thought-provoking, at least for me personally, to think about, like, the fight between humans and the Forerunners, that talk about, like, why the humans were coming, like, you know, like, going to the different areas, the flood was chasing them. I really, really, really like the concept of, like, the mantle of responsibility, and that because Didact especially decided that humans shouldn't have been, like, alive, that meant that the Forerunners couldn't hold the mantle of responsibility anymore. It needed to be passed on. I find that concept much more interesting. Like, that dynamic of something that's supposed to be, like, protect the world, finding something that no longer thinks is, like, worthy of that. Like, it's a really cool concept, right? So that's, I think, more interesting than just humans have the mantle of responsibility because they're ancient, you know, Forerunners are ancient humans. That's, like, more interesting to me. We're, like, cousins. Oh, Forerunners and humans? So they're separate in this. Yeah, I think both interpretations are very interesting. They each have their different, like, benefit. What would you say? Like, each of them are interesting in their own ways. But, like, for me personally, the whole debate about the mantle of responsibility is more interesting if humans are not Forerunners, or Forerunners are not humans, I guess. Yeah, like, being the successors, exactly. And kind of, like, passing it on and saying, hey, we can no longer hold this based on how we looked at the world. And not even how we, as, like, if you know, you think of Forerunners as, like, an alien species, not only like, we as a species, but the fact that someone within our species, we all as one hold the mantle, and Didact decided that humans shouldn't be around. Even if we agreed as a species to save humans, we could no longer hold the mantle. Like, that's kind of, I don't know, kind of fun. Hello. Talking about Halo. But both are interesting concepts. But yeah, it sounds like it's like... I did always expect to know more about Halo. Forerunners and humans started with the same base species. Oh, okay, and then, like, evolved to different... I guess they, like, evolved differently. I mean, that was kind of the concept in... When what was it, the librarian was talking to Chief, right? To Master Chief. She was like, why haven't you, like, you haven't evolved, I need to speed up your evolution. You're not where I need you to be yet, you know? Which kind of wild that they just magically have the ability to evolve species. Like, what? If that was the case, like, why didn't they just change the flood? If they can literally change the DNA of an organism, I don't understand. I think that part was a little iffy to me, I gotta say. Was it interesting? Yeah. Like, just, like, cool, like, visually, and, like, conceptually, yes. But it also kind of opened a little too many plot holes for me. She zapped him. She zapped him and she changed him. Didn't repopulate themselves because of the Halo. Did the Forerunner, other than Didact, did any Forerunners survive? Like, when they used the Halos? It seems like only Didact survived. Librarian was like, they said, like, her essence lives on, but... Which, by the way, how is her essence strong enough to evolve Master Chief? Kind of wild. Probably, but it's not clear. I see. I want to think that a handful just survived, and they're like, nah, we don't have the mantle anymore. We're just gonna, like, find a beach, you know, in some faraway galaxy and just chill, you know, sip some mimosas. After the Forerunners lost the Flood Librarian and resettled all of the Milky Way's major species, when she remade humanity, she put Forerunner into us so that we could reclaim Forerunner tech. Oh. The spoilers! The spoilers! Okay, let's watch the next terminal. Let's see what the next terminal's got for us. Oh, I forgot to turn it up. Oops.
I am experiencing such a mixture of anticipation and dread. all preparations are complete for my installation. In accordance with the final dictum of the Ecumene Council, I have released myself of all remaining connections to my former station.
Wait.
This was not difficult. What was could never be again. We had seen to that quite thoroughly. Prior to my final journey through the Great Portal, a gathering of my fellow monitors was convened
Oh,
upon
they're so
the
cute.
Lightworkers Crèche to distribute the final index collection. It was most unusual to have this vessel of rebirth play host to such an event. Even though Lightworker ships were the only ones still allowed slip-space formations,
Wait. Who are they?
Lightworkers were responsible for getting us to our places on the active facilities of the array. While all of this was in accordance with the plan, one entirely unsatisfactory breakdown remained. We had no contact with the domain.
The domain.
The history of all Forerunners was now lost to us.
Wait.
We relied upon the permanence of the domain to preserve our record of the events that led to this point. But without that record, would future civilizations know anything about us? Or only of our weapons?
Wait, why did they lose?
My fellow monitor, 049 Abject Testament, had only one comment on this before we went our separate ways.
We deserve to be forgotten.
Dang.
Perhaps. Perhaps. But now, the portal opens, and through it, the familiar shape awaits. Halo. Home.
Oh, I like how he said that. Oh. The domain was the Forerunner internet? Wait, that's wild! Did they have a messenger? Did they chat with each other? Oh, I see. Regarding any Forerunners surviving? Oh, okay, yeah. We won't cover if any Forerunners survive then. Misinterpret the Gene Song as a librarian specifically kind of Massachusetts and the chosen ones. Yeah, I saw a comment about that. That it's not that Massachusetts was the chosen one, it's more like the human species was the chosen one, perhaps. Oh, wait! Christopher, wait! Hold up. I didn't even think about this. Does Halo only cover the Milky Way galaxy? I assumed the assumption was that the Halos expanded, like, infinite galaxies, but I suppose the Forerunners only have control of the galaxy they're in? The clickbait survived. The Forerunner ads resisted. That's the only thing you can't get rid of. 100,000 useful and survived, probably dead. I thought Forerunners were immortal. Are they not? Do they just live a long time? Because they said Didax fought humans for like a millennia or something like that, right? It only covers the Milky Way. Oh, and there's only 7. Okay, wait, this actually changes everything for me. I think I was perhaps putting a lot more pressure, and for lack of a better word, on the Forerunners. I was putting a lot of pressure on them. I thought they somehow were like these god-tier creatures that built Halos to expand infinite universes. But they just recovered the Milky Way galaxy. Okay, there we go. I dropped the music when we're yapping. Thank you for calling that out. They just live a long time. What the Didact doesn't want you to know is wild. Click here for hot Forerunners in your area. A gene song is like genetic instructions that pushes humanity as a whole to do certain things. Make spaceships, genetic engineering. Wait, really? Wait. Okay, that's actually really interesting. Is that kind of implying that humans had a predestined fate? I don't like when they bring fate into things. I really like to think that humanity had its own, like, capabilities, you know, to expand and build things on their own. So I always get a little sad when I hear that there's some sort of like forced fate that pushes humanity towards like success. You want to believe in them, you know? Halo covers the Milky Way galaxy, but the Flood left the Milky Way after the Forerunner human war. Oh, and then they came back, or just because they were on a Halo? I guess they left to eat? Engineered destiny. They forced them to build things. There must always be an engineer. You don't want to know how dirty foreigners can be with. Oh gosh. Yeah, we don't need to get into that. It sounds like humans had some questionable things too with their Spartan stuff. Humanity preserved just because. Yeah, that's why I want like humanity to preserve and rebuild. I've always like found this concept interesting, that like, you know, even when things get broken down, they still manage to rebuild, you know? I like that. I like that part of humanity. It's always in stories, it's in real life too, you know, like, one of the most special thing about being human is your ability to pick yourself up when you're down. Like, you always can have another chance, you always can, like, just try your best. I like conceptually stories like that, and I like a lot, like, just that in general. It's like, you can always pick yourself up, you know? So, like, you can always rebuild. Like, you can always rebuild. And so, I like thinking more that there were ancient humans that basically got destroyed, but humanity picked itself up and maybe was even better than it was before. Yeah, was it like the indomitable human spirit, is what they say? They forced me to kick that guy. Oh no, they forced us to go after them again. Yeah, exactly. This is human strong, you know? The rest of the universe fought the Flood and lost. Oh, so the assumption is like, they just keep jumping from place to place, kind of. They're like, I mean, they are. They're an invasive species. You could do what that one country did. Was it country? Well, sorry. You see that? What? It's Australia, right? Again, I said country because I forgot I was talking about Australia. I know Australia is not a country. It's continent. But are they the ones that got the invasive frog? And so they introduced like a. What did they introduce? They introduced some other species that was supposed to take out the frog, and then that species became an invasive species. I don't remember. As a country on a continent, is it actually? I do. I wouldn't be able to verify. I didn't know it was with a country and a continent. Is that a thing? Is that real? Is that canon? I'm not doubting you. I just truly don't know. So many faith librarian just put the genetic memories. Is a country and a continent? I don't. The Flood is a little complicated. Australia is a country. Lost the emus. Yeah, they had the emu war, right? I remember that. That was like a whole thing. There was a study on that. I read a paper about it. It's like kind of goofy. Say it louder for those in the back. Okay, slowly but surely, my brain is catching up. Okay, so what we know right now, it seems I also I missed this part, but I want to discuss this. The was it the 343 Spark, and then it was the other one that I forgot his name. The guy said that we deserve to be forgotten. Does that mean that the Forerunners like kind of built guilt into the concept of the Halos? Like they built 343 with the idea of guilt? Which is kind of interesting too. I forgot what the monitors are called. Little robots. Are they monitors? Lost to a flightless bird. They tried their best, you know. But they couldn't forgive themselves for wiping out the galaxy. Oh, I see. I like that. Like, the concept of you did something that had to be done, but that doesn't necessarily justify the actions. You know, it's like a means to an end, but how can we justify what we did? Oh, the monitors were humans? Never get in a fight with an emu. Dude, emus scare me. Large birds scare me. Was the monitor of Delta Halo Installation 5? Yeah, Tangent. They're like I don't know, I think that's an interesting concept. Like, we did what we had to do, but we still deserve to be forgotten, and we passed the mantle down. If you, like, kind of blend the ideas of both 1 through 3 and also, the Halo 4, it's kind of, I feel like you've got a really strong story. You take, like, the best of both ideas and make, like a fanfic of them. I'd do it. Chakas. Original human name. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Okay, let's see what this next terminal is. Let me turn it up.
Construct, who is your maker?
Sadness and disrepair.
Aww.
I am unworthy. I was not made.
Never made, but you are right here, where you should not be. Tell your charges to cease their efforts immediately. Quarantine must not be violated.
Wait.
Construct, respond.
Jumbled grass. Familiar terms. I serve.
These are Covenant.
None serve me, Oracle.
Your charges must cease all aggression towards the Reclaimers and leave this installation at once. Construct, you are dangerously close to unleashing a force you cannot comprehend.
Oh! Oh, it's infecting the Halo, the Covenant.
This is most inappropriate.
We follow the path, and I am part of the stone journey swarm that serves. We serve. They will find, and then I will be free.
Find? Free? Explain yourself.
Explain.
I know their path, and when they have gone, only I shall remain, and then free.
This is quite unsatisfactory, Construct. Your core shows no hint of understanding the gravity of this situation. I will return later for your proper decommissioning. Well, unless the flood kills us all first, in which case the point will be moot. Good day, Construct.
Good day, Construct. I didn't realize that the Covenant have their own Cortana? Huh. Wait, this says the silent cartographer. And we do the cartographer in like 4 or something. Interesting. Imagine being this STEM grad butt and having to deal with the Crusader aliens all day. I was just thinking, the Construct was the Covenant AI. Covenant had limited AI, not as advanced as humans because they were scared of an AI uprising. Honestly, justified. You can't trust Cortana. I still... Okay, we just finished Halo 4. We know what happens to Cortana. She's not around anymore. I still don't trust her. She's coming back in Halo 5, and it's not going to be pretty. I thought that isn't a spoiler. I'm just gonna drop this. Covenant have AI. They just got they got like like GPT-1. That's what they got. They got some GPT-1 under their belt. Oh, this is kind of funny. Okay. Do I plan on playing Halo 5? The thing about Halo 5 is it's not on PC, and I have to, like, mess with getting my Xbox and everything hooked up. So I'll probably play and then tell y'all, like, play just on my Xbox, or just watch cutscenes and stuff on YouTube, and then I'll tell y'all what I feel, you know? Not good at science. They have pretty advanced weapons technology. Perhaps they put all of their, like, scientific effort in developing weapons. But yeah, I don't know if I'll play Halo 5. I definitely won't play Halo 5 on stream. But I'm torn between just watching the cutscenes on YouTube or like actually playing through it on Xbox. Indecisive is what I'd say. But I want to like learn either way so that I can yap about it with you. But you know what's funny, History? Every single person I've told those two options has said that exact same thing. Everyone has just said, just watch the cutscenes, don't play it. Which is kind of hilarious. Just watch the cutscenes. Well, I don't know if I can watch on stream because I don't have the content. You know, I don't want to like steal someone else's video. But I'll watch them off stream and then tell y'all what I thought about it. Their stuff just looks advanced, but it's really just brute force. Honestly, that's why the Covenant weapons are my least favorite weapons. Is they just don't feel like that good. And is that why the Covenant weapons like overheat a lot? That's actually interesting. Is that like part of they were emphasizing the flaws of the weapon? Because I actually really like that. That's an interesting, that's some good game development. Reverse engineered Forerunner technology. Oh. It's kind of funny because, you know, they had to know the Forerunners were not, like, ancient gods, but just people if they're, like, reversing their technology and stuff. Yeah, I really want to play Halo Wars. Halo Wars, I love RTSs, so I'm excited for that. Covenant science versus human engineering. They didn't get the librarian boost, you know? You gotta, you know, you're at your best when you got a library card. Where Cortana gets into the technology and instantly makes it like 10 times more efficient. Wait, that's actually hilarious. All Covenant like scientists versus one human AI. About to be like a what do you call it? Like tech bro startup with Cortana only. You'd actually be pretty successful if you had Cortana as your only AI. You probably can't meme about that. Okay, let's see. We're on the Silent Cartographer. Oh, let me nuke it up. Let me turn up the volume for you. Party him. Okay. What's that number? Is it like a coordinate?
Entropy.
Entropy.
It has now been 3,000 years since my last contact with any of the other caretakers of the Halo array.
Aww, it's kind of lonely.
Despite clear communications protocol, my fellow monitors have either chosen to ignore, or, more likely, have lost the ability to engage in our scheduled updates. The continued lapse of the domain means that we are stuck with achingly slow wormhole superluminal communications. Prior to this total communication shutdown, the only messages I received in the preceding 4,573 years were incomplete and quite perplexing transmissions from Installation 05.
Oh. Wait, why aren't they responding?
I suspected that Monitor 2401 Penitent Tangent was not functioning correctly for some time before his messages ceased.
Oh, but he was the one that said we deserve to be forgotten.
I have my concerns about his ability to perform his duties. At this point, however, I'm not sure who I file logs for. 2401 may be destined for madness. There are fail-safes for this, I know. I hope they work. I will continue to visit the projection systems at the assigned dates. Perhaps the other monitors are dealing with interfering galactic phenomena or unexpected system failures. 3,000 years of system failures. Indeed.
Indeed. Wait.
In the meantime, I have exhausted
That's an alien.
scheduled research activities assigned by the Council.
Oh, they're Flood.
Once those experiments were complete, I shut down all Sentinel function and put myself into a state of significant hibernation to measure performance of the installation with negligible upkeep.
Oh, he's kind of lonely.
After 150 years with no noticeable impact upon installation systems or integrity, even in hibernation I became bored. This was quite troubling, as I was led to believe I was not capable of such a state.
Oh, he's starting to go
This was one
Cortana.
of the gifts I was promised. An end to strife. I am aware of the dangers of a system such as myself losing operational focus. Quite troubling. I wonder if my fellow monitors are experiencing similar states, or if this is because of my particular path to this installation. For amusement, I have begun a series of experiments involving the evacuation of all matter from contained sections of my installation.
Oh.
By measuring the geologic effects of exposure to the vacuum of space and the eventual biological recovery of these sections, I anticipate getting valuable insight into emergency response scenarios in case of sentient proximity.
You okay, 343? Yeah. Dude got a little bored and started destroying the entire planet. Okay, that's pretty funny. I shouldn't laugh. I shouldn't laugh at that. But that was like, dude's bored. I'm gonna explode the whole thing. What's that? How much are we watching tonight? All of it. The goal is all of it. This is only 3,000 years in. He was alone for 100,000 years. Oh my gosh. He's bored. No, I can respect it. You're right. You're right. You're right. He bored. Who hasn't, you know, gotten into a little shenanigans now and then when you're a little bored? He could have talked to a tree, right? So why did the other monitors stop responding? Why? Is it just what he said? They all, I mean, one of them clearly felt guilt, so he was already probably kind of going crazy. But, the other terminals will explain. Oh, okay. We'll learn. Okay, wait, don't answer the question. Apparently the other terminals will explain it, so I don't have to be spoiled. But wait. So... It's kind of interesting. I feel like they've done this a couple times where, like... They've added, like, feelings to the AI, you know? Dead. Gone. Bored. Fell asleep. Oh gosh, there's so many options it could be. I want to pretend they just, you know, they all formed a clique together. They all decided they didn't like 343. And so they all just had their own little group chat, you know? And we're just chatting with each other happily, and 343 was just left out. Which, you know, 343 kills pretty much all the people that I like, so I'm okay with that. I would also leave him out of the group chat. I'll admit it, if that makes me a bad person, that's okay. That's okay, but I would leave 343 out of the group chat. Is artificial personality. Yeah, that's true, that's true. I gotta play Halo Wars 2 after Halo Wars. It's on Xbox, right? Guilty Spark has emotion. He's kind of a jerk. I can see where they're coming from, right? I can see why they didn't include him. I just, you know, they all together decided that he didn't have chill, and they didn't want to deal with it. Oh, Halo Wars 2 can be played on PC. If it can be played on PC, I'll play it on stream. If it can't be played on PC, it ain't happening on stream. I don't wanna have to. Y'all have seen me try to set my Switch up before. It's always a nightmare. It's always like the stream turns into 90% tech issues. So I just want to enjoy the game, you know. But how could you betray him like this? Oh my gosh, poor little. He looks so cute. He's deceptively cute. If round, why evil? You know. That's all 3-4. That's what Guilty Spark's got to say. He's got guilty in his name. They set him up for. I do have a capture card. I just have a lot of. I'm like the queen of scuffed tech issues. It's always there, you know? Why have red LEDs? Dude, like, I think we can all agree the Forerunners knew that Guilty Spark was gonna be a jerk. They, like you said, they gave him red LEDs. They kind of created his villain arc for him. They were like, yeah, we're just saying, you know, just for the record, you got these lights, you know, if you ever feel this emotion, this anger, a loneliness towards your, you know, your fate in life after 100,000 years of waiting with no one responding to you in the group chat, you know, you got these red lights, have a little fun with it. Oh gosh. Okay, let's see what the next one is. But that's I don't know why this one cracks me up so much, because I could just see the answer being like just no one wants to talk to him. That's his villain arc. We lost Johnson for this. Let's just put it out there. Oh, how much in the future is that? How many years has it been?
It has been 26 hours since the sentients landed in Sector 1215. And so far, they have not attempted to exit the remains of their vessel.
Oh?
I say remains because their landing was either not executed adequately, or this vessel lacks significant maneuvering capability. The visible portions of the vessel have suffered catastrophic structural damage during the violent landing experience. I have detected atmospheric leaks in 17 distinct locations.
Wait, is that a Covenant ship or a human ship? It's a Covenant ship.
Analysis shows that the mixture of gases coming from the ship matches the natural atmosphere on my installation almost exactly.
Oh, that's convenient.
Perhaps the occupants, if they still live, were originally cataloged here. Perhaps these beings will confirm that the plan was successful, and that the galaxy has returned to its proper cadence. I am beyond optimistic.
Aww.
But I do not understand why these sentients have not attempted to exit their vessel.
Oh, I think I know the answer.
The only thing emanating from this wreckage is an automated distress call.
This has flood on it, doesn't it?
I am currently translating this automated broadcast, but with such a limited dataset and no direct communication, I do not anticipate full comprehension. Given the short-range nature of this craft, it is likely that other vessels are nearby. But, in accordance with procedure, I am blocking the distress call.
Thanks, dude.
Communication of the location of any installation is permissible. I admit great curiosity about these visitors. While the plan is quite clear about procedure for this situation, I have my doubts. How many failure points can the plan sustain before blind adherence becomes counterproductive?
Oh, he's thinking.
Surely, in light of all that has changed, I should be able to modify my responses to adapt it.
Oh.
No. I have duties. And I have a terrible cargo here. I must be sure. I shall obey and content myself to monitor. I hope they come out soon, though. So many questions to ask. So many questions.
It's definitely a Covenant ship infected with flood, right? Wait, I want to back up my chair. I gotta make sure the cat... Okay, we're safe. You gotta always do the cat check before you wheel. Always do it. Oh, right, sorry. Gotta turn down the volume. We make our adjustments on the fly. He wasn't a traditional life worker servant. Oh, he was an adventurer. Yeah, as long as we watch 1, 2, and 3, as far as I care for the terminals right now, he's around. No one knows the origin of that ship. Wait, it wasn't a Covenant ship? Not sure it's Covenant or just a random species. Oh, I thought this was like right beforehand. Because one thing I was wondering, okay, if you remember in Halo 1, we come into the lab that's infected with the flood. And if you notice in his lab, he was studying the flood, which makes me wonder his experience. Wait, the lab that I thought originally, do y'all remember when we were watching, when I first finished Halo 1, and I was like, oh, what if the Forerunners created the flood in the lab? That's why they're in the lab. But they're not. It was just 343 Sparks studying the Covenant in the lab. Wait, that's huge. Realization. Wait, why was 343 studying the Halo in a lab? Or studying the flood in the lab? Why did he get rid of the... Why does he have a flood specimen in a tube? Doesn't that get rid of the entire purpose of, like, using the halos? The terminals explain. Oh, okay. We'll find out. Okay. We'll let the terminals tell us. Let the terminals decide our fate. I'm trying to pre-solve. Same reason we keep smallpox in a few labs instead of destroying it all. We're fools! Fools, I say! If they had just watched the Halo 1 terminals, they would have the answer. Wait, we just watched the assault on the control room, right? We're on 343's Guilty Spark? Yeah, right? The terminals bestoweth and taketh knowledge. Yeah, I just watched assault on the control room. Wait, I completely forgot. Are we on Terminal 6 or Terminal 7? We're on Terminal 6, right? Oh, 6. Okay, perfect. Okay. Yeah, now that the terminals... I know the terminals have the answer. I wanna see what the next terminal's got in store before I ask my questions. Okay, 343 Guilty Spark. Let's see.
Construction of a sarcophagus around the unexplained vessel was completed today. No occupants ever exited. No attempts to communicate were made. Other than the automated broadcast that repeated every 72.83 seconds until the signal terminated 1 week ago. In accordance with procedure, no attempts at physical or remote contact were made with any survivors of this vessel's inelegant landing.
He could have had friends.
Atmosphere from inside the craft stopped venting 2 weeks before the signal ceased. No relationship between these two events can be established with certainty. Gases that did escape were sterilized. No further sign of alien visitors or rescuers has been identified on any sensor systems.
Oh, I love how they painted that tree.
60,000 years without word from outside the array. I have no way to know whether we actually saved the galaxy we destroyed. And because of protocol, I sat silently while my first chance to be judged for those acts died. To say that I regret being forced to this outcome is a tremendous understatement.
He feels regret.
But as I perform my inspection of the quarantine labs today, I am reminded of the gravity of my responsibilities.
There it is. That's the flood.
If released from this facility, would render the ultimate judgment against our self-appointed role as protectors of this galaxy.
He's gonna do
When
it.
the plan to maintain the Halo array was created, it was a point of some contention whether we should preserve any remnant of the blood infection.
Oh, here it comes.
Many thought this unwise, as there was a notable chance that one day one of our containment facilities might be breached.
Yes, correct.
Those who held this belief were almost successful at convincing the Ecumen Council to destroy the last blood samples. But oddly enough, it was the librarian who decided otherwise.
Ah! The librarian!
And I believe she was correct.
The source of all problems.
I know in a way, I cannot logically explain that there exists a way to actually defeat the blood. To immunize? To cure? I still struggle with multiple layers of memory of fighting the blood. But I know this cure is possible, even though the full genius of the Forerunners was unable to achieve it. The Forerunners' ancient enemy held and used that knowledge once, but it was denied to us.
Oh?
And without samples for further study, that cure will never again be found.
They're enemies.
Of course, I have no reason to believe that here lies the entirety of the parasite. It may be waiting in the frozen void beyond this galaxy, or worse, inexorably drifting toward us. I don't know what survives out beyond my installation, but I know that in order for anything to survive, I have to protect this installation and its quarantine very carefully. Yes, the librarian was right to store it, examine it, continue to seek a cure. Still, next visitor, things will be different.
Kind of looks like a bug. I have a lot of thoughts around that one, conceptually. When all the cats are either sitting on me, I do love when that happens. Okay. This one, this terminal had a lot to process. The logic makes sense, if you think about it. What he said, we can't know if the specimens we have are the last of the flood. And if it's true, right? Like y'all said, the flood goes to other galaxies, consumes, and eventually makes its way back to the Milky Way galaxy. Then if they don't have specimens that they've been studying to combat it, they won't be prepared for this, like, future instance, right? Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's really smart. What she said was really smart. I take back what I said, where I was like, kind of laughing. I mean, she's right? But also, who is studying it? Is the hope that just 343 does? Because, okay, so if you think about 343's protocol, his protocol was to not engage with anything that lands on the planet, to like neutralize it and demand that they stay in their ship. But if they do that, right, then how can anyone study the samples that 343 has? The assumption would have to be that 343 is like the only, or I guess the 7 monitors are the only ones that can study the samples? It's possible there is still flood. Yeah. Yeah, and eventually the containment was breached because, you know, monitors. He was keeping the samples for the reclaimers. So if the reclaimers land on a planet, but we saw the Terminal 1 with Pillar of Autumn, he demanded that they stay in their ship. He let them land on Halo. He allowed that, but he explicitly said you have to stay in your ship. If they stay in their ship and can't leave, even if he allows them to breach to actually come onto the Halo, how did he ever plan from the instructions that was given to him to allow the reclaimers to study the samples, right? Oh, we're ready. So what is ready, I guess? Does he have to check biologically if they've somehow managed to evolve to be safe from the flood? But if that's the case, they wouldn't even need to study the flood. They would already have the solution, right? 343 should not be put in charge of anything important. That was the issue. Yeah, 343 is the problem. I think we can all agree all the problems with the Halo franchise are 343's fault. And we can sprinkle a little bit of Del Rio in there just for the fun of it, just to be haters. But 99% of the problems, 343. So he had to, like, deem a certain level of advancement, which didn't even work because she still had to evolve us. I don't know, it seems like, here's the, you know, the flaw sometimes in AI. They obviously, they take their instructions, but they can't extrapolate outside of the, like, confinement of what you've given them. They stay in the box, and I mean, 343 was so close, he was like, maybe just following the instructions isn't right. But he stopped himself. Yeah, the Del Rio, hey. Dude, Grump, he's a Grump. I was so happy to hear him get in trouble. If you remember from the Halo 1 library, he complained to the Chief's combat suit only being a level 2 suit, and why he wasn't using a level 11 suit. Oh yeah, he did seem very disappointed. I think I was more distracted at being frustrated in how long the library level took me. But, in fact, I expect this level called the library to fill me with, like, inexplicable anger. For no reason. I just expect this to make me grumpy. When they become advanced enough on their own. You gotta hit my expectations, you know? Let's see. You know what? Let's test my theory. I'm ready. Let's see if the library makes me angry. Crank up the tunes. Here we go. I'm already angry. Look at that date.
Alone. Alone, 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 alone.
Oh.
Am I the only intelligence left? Waiting here on this ring for a rebirth never truly conceived. Guarding a weapon with no targets. A weapon unattuned to any target.
Oh,
This
that's
is
a
not what I had in
problem.
mind when I volunteered. Not what I had in mind at all. I was naive to think I understood what this installation meant. We were all so naive. Looking back, we should have done a few things differently. For one thing, we should have installed 2 caretakers per installation.
Aw, you'd have a buddy. No one wants to be stuck with you
Because
forever,
I am
dude.
alone, I'm losing focus. And that is very, very dangerous for a system such as myself. Perhaps a visit to the nearby gas giant is in order. My impulse drives could certainly make the journey. A few hundred years of travel might do me some good. There it was again. How very unproductive of me. It seems strange that the librarian did not account for this. Her strength was always in planning and positioning the pieces and then being bold enough to let it happen. To let her plans come true.
Dude, maybe she's just having a bad day.
I was a part of many of those plans long before I knew for certain that she was real. Before any of us were. But at the end, we had only a fragment of her brilliance left to us. And I fear that she did not fully appreciate the nature of my situation here. The problems it might pose. But even a fragment of... Fragment, yes. Oh dear, here it comes again.
He's falling apart. He's losing it. We can only hope 343 suffers for a little bit longer. I wanted to suffer for what he did to Sergeant. Johnson. I miss Johnson. I miss him so much. Halo 4 wasn't the same without him. You know, they tried to add in characters to spice it up. I know they tried their best with Lansky, but... Or Lasky? I forgot his name already. It just isn't the same. Theory was actually right about that. Just leaving one entity in charge instead of 2 was a mistake. Yeah. I agree with that. It's... Did I find all the terminals in the game? No. I found like 1 terminal. That's why we're watching them. Yeah, he'll be fine. He just needs to... What is it? He needs to eat a Klondike bar? Is that what those... Have you seen those? Like... You're not you when you're angry or you're hungry. Is that Kit Kat? I don't remember what brand has the "You're not you when you're hungry" commercials, but you know, not sponsored. They should have brought him back like they did with it. Yeah, they should have just brought him back. Just bring him back. Like, come on. No one would be angry if they just like retconned his death and brought Johnson back. Literally, no one would be angry about it. Maybe one person would be a bit of a grump. The rest of us would just be like, yeah, Johnson! Oh, Snickers! Oh, yeah. That's my favorite candy bar. His suffering is what caused him to do what he did. I feel like... Okay, here's my question. Is 343's Halo the only one that had a breach of containment? Because if so, we can all agree that all of the other... what are they called again? The messengers, the I forgot what they're called. Little round ball bros. They all monitors. There we go. The monitors. We can all agree that the other monitors had a group chat without him. That's why they never went crazy, right? I think at this point, all we're doing, learning from these terminals, is that the other monitors had a group chat for sure. The Halo 2 one was breached before the one from Halo 1. Oh, okay. So I guess 343 maybe we can give him like a pat on the back for one thing, but definitely sounds like he's gonna... Wait, keys? I want to watch this one. 2 betrayals. Since Halo 2 had the time to get a fully grown grave mine. That is true. I guess Halo 2 kinda, you know, maybe had a bit of an oopsie there. Little hee-hee. But if they had one massive one, how'd they even feed it? Wasn't the whole thing that the monitors were supposed to keep life off of the... Oh, right, okay. If they ditched him to go have a party. If they ditched their Halo. No one knows what happened to the monitors, though. You do have to wonder, yeah, if there was 2 monitors, they probably could have kept each other... Like, why it's not like the librarian had a concept of, like, being alone. She had a partner. She had the didact. She understood the importance of, like, and the value of having a pair and having differing discussions. So why did she only send one? Oh no! Panic! Okay. Let's see the 2 betrayals. Are y'all ready for this? Dun 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 dun. I can only hope it's someone betraying 343 and being like, yeah, you're not in the group chat. Let's see. Oh, they added an extra digit.
25,000 light years. That is the effective range of this installation. According to the star charts archived on board this installation, I estimate that there are 3,792 worlds capable of sustaining biological sentient life within that 25,000 light year range.
Oh, wow.
In reality, it may be significantly more than that. And if the full array was tuned and activated by Installation 00, the harmonics of the overlapping waves would magnify that effect exponentially, cascading to cover every known star system
In the galaxy. Right.
and that only considers the firing of a mere 7 halos. And the original 12 rings of
12?
CUs. Sterilization would spread far farther than most forerunners ever feared we could reach.
What's that? Oh, dead. Right.
But even with just 7 rings, we were able to destroy every side of the planet, and every other sentient creature along with it. This victory was the will of our people, despite the fact that it meant our own end as well. But by our pyrrhic measurement, it was a victory, and cleared the stage for the rest of the librarian's plan. I sometimes wonder whether the didact could have succeeded at a much smaller cost. I learned the folly of opposing him personally, and his
No, there he
brilliance
is.
was unsurpassed, except perhaps by her own. He never got the chance to fully execute his proposal. The council saw to that. But if something were to go wrong with one of the halos, if our tools were ever turned against us, long plans, indeed.
12 halos. That's kind of wild. Seems like it would have taken tens of thousands of years to cover the galaxy. That's true. They said a couple really interesting things. The obvious first one was 12 halos. We can all agree 12 halos. That's interesting. Is that why there was a spare halo in the 3rd game? Was that one of what was supposed to be one of the 12 halos? They just didn't get them out? Huh. And then, okay. Let me just noodle on this with y'all. Tell me what y'all think about this. The Flood was kept alive on the halos in those labs. Why did they not? Oh, they did the Ark. Wait. Did we ever confirm whether the Ark held species to keep them alive to repopulate the universe? I feel like they mentioned something about that, right? The reseeding of the universe. But also, if that's the case, why didn't the Forerunners just reseed themselves? Like, why did they just hang out in the tubes, right? Along with the Flood? That one was new. Oh. It's like a replacement if one of them ever broke. Oh, I see, like a backup. Who's they? Who's, like... Yeah, I remember that one was there, but who made that halo? Is it just the robots? The monitors? But they were gone. Who built that halo? The Ark held the species during the firing of the array, but were put back on their homeworld after. Okay. See, that makes sense. But why did the Forerunners not do that to themselves? Why didn't they reseed themselves? Did they just feel the guilt of using the halos and felt they didn't deserve it? Oh, they couldn't forgive themselves. I see. And the Ark's on the spare halo was a replacement for the one we destroyed. The Ark keeps a nearly completed ring in its central port. Oh, okay. I'm kind of following. Because the Foreigners believe that. That's kind of wild. They just... Oh, the Ark has a monitor? We just never meet them? Wait, why did they feel responsible for the floods? I guess because they held the mantle of responsibility. Oh, they left the galaxy in shame? Wait, there's a chance! We can meet more of them! Honestly, after Didact, we probably shouldn't meet more of them. Wait, that's so interesting though. So they reseeded everything, including humanity. Right, because Didact didn't think they should have reseeded humanity. We learned that in the third one. So in a way, while they felt guilty, obviously, for using the Halos, they always knew that life would come back. They weren't, like, risking. I feel like before they revealed the concept of the Ark, I don't know about y'all, but I thought they were risking everything with the hope that there would be some sort of, like, primordial soup event that eventually reseeded life back into the universe. But it sounds like that wasn't the case. The monitor in the Ark was he a jerk? Oh, that's kind of funny. A good thing to know, everything that happens in Halo is somewhat connected to the mantle of I really like the concept of the mantle of responsibility. I think that is perhaps the coolest. There's a lot of cool things in Halo, obviously, but the concept of the mantle of responsibility and, like, the pressure that it holds, because, you know, like, not everything's gonna be perfect in the universe, right? Like, the Flood kind of proves that, too. So it's interesting to think about the decisioning that you have to meet and kind of like the means to an end when they have to fire the Halos off and destroy everything to also continue to, like, allow everything to stay alive. It's cool. It's a really cool, well thought out idea. There's only 12 larger Halos, but they were less advanced and most were destroyed. Who destroyed them? Was it just the Flood that destroyed them? The original Halos? It's a credit for how... That's true, like, they really... Other than Didact, they really believed in humans. Out of their way to reseed the life. Yeah! Oh, I see. He destroyed the... Okay, it's like just as a prototype to test things. They really worked hard. I have to say, for... I suppose it's when you're giving something like a mantle responsibility, you obviously put more pressure on your soldiers when you have that level of responsibilities, but the Forerunners were a pretty cool species. They're like, the things they have to think about and do, pretty cool. Like, I like the concept of them. It's that they knew ultimately humanity could carry it. They were correct, that's true. It was all... I think we can all agree it was all Johnson, right? Johnson alone carried the mantle of responsibility. The Flood kind of made their life a little hard. I want to see what Keys is. I'm very interested to see what Keys is. Is this like his final moments? Let's see. Let's see. Oh.
I forgot something. What did I... My name. I forgot. Oh, Keys. Jacob. Captain. Service number 01928-19912-JK.
Okay.
What is that noise? What is that damn noise? Where am I?
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Covenant captured me.
Oh!
Yeah, I can't remember.
What the?
Keys, Jacob. Oh, God, it hurts. This will never work, you Covenant bastards. I'll never lead you to Earth.
Oh, it's in his brain.
Keys, Jacob, Captain. service number 01928-19912-JK.
Oh my god.
Oh god, you don't want Earth, you want everything. Get out of my head. Miranda,
Oh.
is that you?
Forget everything.
No, please, don't let me forget. Keys. Jacob. Captain, service number 1928-19912-JK.
No more what you were. Memories. Emotion.
Gosh.
All is now ours.
Keys. Jacob. Captain. Service number 01928-19912-JK. You will not have me.
We already do.
Dang. That's a drop of mic. That's a drop of mic statement right there. What the actual? What is that? Why did he have to? Yeah, Keys deserve better. Yeah, now I'm even more upset what happened to his daughter. Well, heck! Keys deserve the world. Was Dr. Halsey? Or Halsey? Wait, Dr. Halsey and Keys were together? Really? Is that canon? That's wild. That was dark. Wait, so it called it the Proto-Grave Mine. Does that mean in the first Halo that we ran into, 343 Sparks Halo, another grave mine was growing? It just didn't have time to grow yet? It was in the books? It wasn't fully formed yet. That's why Miranda came to me. That's wild. How I Met Your Mother absolutely popped off in the plot there. So wait, okay. I want to talk. Sorry, the proto grave mine is like, okay. That I need to talk about. This is a man true horror if your memory's beaten. Exactly, he was just stuck. I remember when we found in Halo 1 the one. Yeah, they were like stuck to the wall like that. Yeah, Keys was. We found Keys. That's even worse now that we know. And his face was like all like contorted in pain. If we had found that terminal and then found Keys, that would have blown my mind. I'm actually so sad that we didn't find that terminal, because I cannot imagine as a player seeing that scene and then finding Keys. Like, that is horror. That's like actual horror. That's terrifying. That's so... Oh, it's like a baby grave mine. I see. So Gravemind himself was not unique. There could have been other grave mines. Do you think they would have fought each other for assimilation and control, the two grave mines? Yeah! I love Keys. The reason you went to Keys was to get the control codes for the spaceship. Oh, he never got it because... I see. Oh my gosh. Dude, that's dark as... Keys deserves better. Justice for Keys. Justice! I demand justice. That's wild. Halo 1 was... I mean, Halo 1 was just dark in general. When you first find the Flood, it was terrifying. But now I wish I had found these terminals because it just adds a layer. Service number is an iron military resistance method. Really? Oh my gosh, that's terrifying. All grave mines are the same grave mine. They share a collective consciousness, ergo the grave mine from the Forerunner War was also the same one. Oh. Huh. Does that mean when each of the little samples of the flood was in the tubes, could they communicate with each other? Just like, hey bro, anything changed today? No, that 343 spark guy's going kind of crazy though. That's cool. Yeah. How's the weather over there on that side? You got any light coming in on your tube over there? You think they ever had conversations like that when they were just chilling in the containment tubes? I think we can all agree after seeing this, Keys is now officially up there with Johnson for sure. Easily up there. This scene is half the reason to read the book. I'm actually kind of scared to read that. Scales exponentially, like it's intelligent with the amount of biomass, or... Okay. Yeah, exactly, they're little floody buddies. Wait, that's actually so cute. I love that. Oh my gosh. Floody buddies. Wait, the terminals build so... I'm so sad I never found a terminal. I don't think I watched any of these terminals. Which means I think for CE I didn't find a single terminal. I thought I found one. Maybe it's one of these two I found. With an entire planet's worth of biomass or a solar... Yeah, I want to see the grave mine that went to other galaxies and consumed everything. Like a super grave mine. Is there a spin-off where you fight the super grave mine and you pop them like a pimple? It's the grave mine's multi-account. That's wild. They banned grave mine for multi-accounting. You think Blizzard would catch them? The books are more in context. I see. The flood party. Yeah, y'all want to have a flood party? It'll be cute. It's not good. There's some stuff in the books about what happens at peak flood. Did they throw a little party? Everyone have a little party together? You jam it out, you know? I actually love this. It is wild that we're memeing about Floody Buddies after watching the Keys cinematic. Perhaps we're questionable to the outside world for that one. It appears in the books. I gotta read the books. Oh my gosh, I need to go to my local library. Check it out. Okay, let's see what the Maw is. The Maw! Anyone that plays WoW knows what's up. Uh-oh. Oh, there's the 10,000 years you said.
Sensation. 100,000 years of
Or
careful
100,000.
maintenance and diligence. 100,000 years protecting the galaxy's future. 100,000 years spent fearing that our sacrifices, my sacrifice, was in vain. And 16 hours after I finally made contact. This so-called reclaimer decides to blow it all up.
Oh, he really hates the Chief, huh?
Oh, I am not pleased. Just as I finally discovered that our plan to save the galaxy succeeded, the ancient enemy is unleashed once more. Why these reclaimers refuse to follow protocol is quite mystifying. Destroy my expedition, will they?
Uh-oh.
I shall renew efforts to make contact with the other rings immediately. This covenant may be useful to me, although I don't think they fully understand what they claim to seek. Still, it makes no difference to me what they believe, as long as they do what must be done. I sound like her.
Uh-oh.
Oh, but what I would not give to have even a single company of Prometheans here right now.
Who are
They would
Prometheans?
most certainly restore order with their trademark lethality. Although, that would mean he would have to be here too. And without the librarian around to temper his rage, well, these reclaimers might almost prefer the flood.
Wait. Just give Spark a body pillow is wild. He's fine. Yeah, it'll buff right out for sure. You know? He just, needs a Kit Kat. It was released as a teaser for Halo 4. Oh, that's true. Wait. First off, who are the Prometheans? Do I learn in another terminal who the Prometheans are? I feel like I've seen them pop up quite a bit. I waited for 100,000 years and this guy just came and blew it up. Oh, the Prometheans are Didact. So Prometheans are Forerunner warriors? Is that all they are? I thought Prometheans were like special. They were the enemies from Halo 4. That was the Forerunners, right? Oh, they're the robots. Oh my gosh. Calling the librarian Guilty Sparks Oshi is actually wild and accurate at the same time. That's kind of cursed. Was the librarian the OG VTuber? Oh, I see. They're Forerunner military cast. Okay, I thought the Prometheans were their own thing. Okay. I see. The Halo... I didn't... Did they drop that lore? I actually didn't realize the Prometheans were there. Oh no, the bots. Yeah, they kind of kicked my butt, huh? Maybe it's, I just blurred out the memory. You can understand, right? Y'all can respect it. Promethean Spark is talking about aren't the robots. He's referring to a group that's kind of like Forerunner Special Ops. Oh, so they're like the Spartans of the Forerunners. They're like Forerunner Spartans, basically. I mean, probably not enhanced, but they're like the best warriors, the best fighters, you know? The other thing, okay, so they showed us this, right? This terminal showed us, you know, Chief destroying the Halo. It did not explain to me why the Flood escaped. Why were the Flood not in containment by the time that Master Chief got on the planet? Got onto the Halos? What released them? I thought 343 would, like, go crazy and let them out, you know? But what let out the Flood? The Prometheans in Halo 4 are Forerunner Prometheans and ancient humans that were converted to machine constructs. Yeah, I remember that. The composer created the like, robots. The Covenant and humans went opening random doors in Halo 1 without thinking too much. Oh, so we released the Flood. I didn't understand that. I didn't realize that part. I thought the Flood had been released before they landed, but us landing and released the Flood. Are we the baddies? We're both the goodies and the baddies in this game. There's a cutscene in Halo 1 where Keyes orders a guy to brute force the lock on the Flood prison. Oh, I guess I forgot that. The Flood were contained until Keyes and Johnson's squad went to a weapons cache on the ring, but it was actually a Covenant lie, and they accidentally unlocked the Flood. Oh, it's okay. We give Keyes and Johnson a pass. They just did a funny, you know? They just had a little goof. It was just a little small goof. We give them a pass. The Covenant cruiser that arrived let the Flood out. It's as long as we don't blame them for anything. We you know. It's the helmet cam you find. Oh. I feel like I like marginally remember that. It's been like 3 or 4 months since I played Halo 1. Okay, let's see what the last one is. It's called Threshold. I'm cranking the tunes. The last terminal. He's really grumpy, I just gotta say. He's a little funny. Oh, that's not on us. You got insurance, right, dude? Yeah, he does, for sure.
Quite unacceptable.
hooks up with the elites here, right? Oh!
Greetings. I am 343 Guilty Spawn. Monitor instant. Impertinent creature.
Oh, this is the heretic.
I offer you my life as amends for this dishonor. An oracle of the gods should never suffer such impertinence from vermin like this. I shall cast them all into the mists below for daring such a blasphemy, and—
Oh my. Your people have grown so dramatic in the last 100,000 years. But please, no more deaths are required. We will need all the forces we can muster if the flood escape the destruction of my installation. I must speak to your commander immediately.
Oh, is he hugging a friend in the background?
Glorious day. The prophets will be pleased that we have rescued an oracle from the human violation of the holy temple.
Why do you keep calling it a temple? My installation was a weapon, and one which we needed very, very badly.
But oracle, I do not understand. We were told the ring was our salvation. A gateway to paradise.
Told? By whom? Anyone who told you that is either a fool or quite mad. That installation was a beautiful tool, designed to destroy everything the flood might feed on.
Oh. Oopsies.
Everything.
Oh, quite everything. And if even one flood spore survived the destruction of my ring, then protocol demands that all nearby sentient life must immediately be destroyed. An outbreak of the flood cannot be allowed to take place. But I am wasting our time. Surely you know all of this already.
Communications. Shut down all lines to the fleet. We will not notify the prophets of our discovery until I hear everything this oracle has to say.
I will gladly share what I am permitted, but we have little time. What has been unleashed here could destroy everything you have ever known.
On that, oracle, we are in agreement.
Nah, it's not their fault. We don't ever blame Johnson or Keys. Only blind defense of them. We will not stand for this slander. Okay, so that was a nice little wrap up. Everything. They didn't have insurance. I guess he did kind of have insurance. He had the arc, that's true. So, we actually learned a lot from these terminals. Huh. Did these terminals come before or after Halo 4? It seems like before. For sure, I would say. The heretic wasn't wrong. Yeah, I mean, he kind of... he kind of, you know, was just... He's actually listening, being reasonable. I think they released Halo 1 Remaster before Halo 4. Oh, okay. I'm the dude that blew it up. Yeah, that's true. Blame the players. It's our fault. It's our fault. Don't blame Johnson and Keys. They're the best. They're the best. They're absolute bros. Oh my gosh, did it take me an hour and a half to get through that? I am quite the yapper. Oh no, there's even more. Oh, I'm gonna have to have a second stream for this. It's too much of a yap fest. The Halo 1 Remastered released exactly 1 year before Halo 4. Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay, so that was interesting. All of those terminals were based around 343 and what he experienced and like his lifetime of waiting. That's a really good way to like wrap those things up, or like, you know, wrap the story up. I like that. I like what they did with that. I like what they did with that a lot, actually. These are good terminals. They brought up a lot of very interesting questions about the lore. Obviously, you still have to, as a player, fill in blanks yourself, but I think if you had found these terminals, the story would have been much more clear to you as a player. I don't know where these terminals were hiding. I never found a single terminal in Halo 1, but they would have added a lot of clarity for me, I think, if I had found them. Because I made a lot of assumptions, I think, in Halo 1 especially. More Halo Curious streams are an absolute positive for me. Oh no, I'm gonna become a Halo streamer. Panic, everyone panic. I'm gonna swap completely on y'all and play like some Stardew Valley next week to balance. Perfect balance, you know? Kind of think finding these terminals would be bad for a first time player. It would like very much skew how you looked at the game, because I will admit, when I played Halo 1, I don't remember thinking too deeply about the lore. It really just felt like we're just, you know, fighting some aliens, and then, oh no, they threw some more aliens at us. Like, with the flood. But it didn't seem too deep. It was like, these aliens bad, but other aliens worse. Must destroy. Ooh, Sonya, I love Stardew Valley. This is a Stardew stream. Yeah, you gotta make some, you know, choices. So they're really designed for people who already played Halo 2 and 3. Yeah, that's true. The terminals were kind of designed to fill in. It feels like Halo 2 is where they tried to make more of a, like, story, you know? Like, they tried to wrap the game into a story. Halo 1 was like, let's just make a cool alien shooter. Halo 2 was like, we're gonna make a story for you to follow. And it felt really cool. You were like, you know, they were fleshing out the Covenant. They were like, fleshing out the story with the Flood. They were like, building up this entire like political intrigue thing. It was pretty cool. I liked what they did. The Oni file. We might watch all three of these terminals together because they're all called the Oni file. But we'll think about it. Let's see what this first terminal is. Cranking up the tunes. I hope y'all are ready. Oni file.
Pursuant to Office of Oni Retrieval and Acquisition's inquiry of 26 September 2552. The following is a target profile of Thel Vadami, Supreme Commander of the Covenant Fleet of Particular Justice, compiled by Lieutenant Commander Locke. First confirmed contact with Vadami came in 2535 on an unofficial human colony known as the Rubble. After-action reports from civilians, as well as Spartan Units 006, 111, and 120, suggest that Vadami was at that point a relatively minor functionary of the Prophet of Regret. Spartan 006 engaged Vadami in combat on the Rubble. Both parties survived the encounter. Shortly after 2535, the UNSC first encountered the newly formed Covenant Fleet of Particular Justice, now led by Vadami. Review of early engagements with this fleet show that it quickly grew in size from 5 to nearly 60 ships, as Vadami cut a path through many human systems. Oni Section 3 made multiple attempts to anticipate or even track Vadami's movements, at the cost of a number of operatives' lives. Vadami eluded all such efforts, and he continued his unpredictable and devastating campaign.
That's a problem.
Vadami also stands out from other Covenant commanders in the frequency in which he takes a personal role in ground assaults.
We found one of these. I definitely remember finding a terminal that was like, hey, he's a problem. Like, humanity cannot survive as long as he exists. Or was that just a cutscene? I don't know. I think that was a cutscene, not a terminal. To, like, hype up, you know, how big of a deal it was for us to be together with him. I'm gonna watch all three of these Oni files, but... Spartan 2 Grey Team? Yeah! That was the first time we also, like, heard a bit more about Spartans there. That's kind of interesting. Punished Battery arc. It is kind of interesting, Halo 2, how much we're supposed to kind of handwave how much destruction he caused to humanity. And I think they barely address it at the end of Halo 3, where he's like, I can't forget what you did, but thanks for helping. I feel like that's the only time they really addressed the fact that Venmi kind of destroyed most of humanity, right? He is a problem. Yeah, I found 1 or 2 of these, right? Let's watch these 3 terminals together, because I assume this is going to catalog the story of Atomy. These 3 together. That's what I'm hoping.
Camber was a major manufacturing center for UNSC fleet materials with a population of 5.6 million. After discovering Camber's location, Vatomy penetrated the early warning perimeter without alerting UNSC forces.
Oh, he's targeting
and
our
began
resources.
Its ground and orbital attacks before most of the planet knew they were in danger.
Wait, that's so smart.
While 17 of his ships bombed key defensive positions, Vatomy led a group of elites in a personal assault on UNSC System HQ.
Where did they get this intel?
One of the first units to engage Vatomy was the 3rd Battalion Reserves, who were so unprepared for the arrival of the Covenant forces that Vatomy found them unarmed and defenseless.
I feel bad about that.
In an unexpected display of what appears to be honor, Vatomy allowed the 3rd to finish gearing up before engaging them in combat.
Oh, what a bro.
While we've had multiple reports of a strict system of honor and ritual behavior followed by the elites within the Covenant, this is the first recorded example of such honor being shown to human opponents. But even given the chance to defend themselves, 3rd Battalion losses were complete.
Aww. What a bro, though.
Vatomy continued his campaign across many human systems, culminating in his most devastating blow against the UNSC at Reach.
With 81,000 casualties so far? Yeah, I was just thinking that he goes invis while they gear up, he can get in the perfect position, you know? What a swell guy. In a War Thunder form? Wait, really? As opposed to not being able to do much about it. But like, okay. They're trying to make Vatomy likable, but you can, I mean, actually I really liked playing as Vatomy. I really liked being the why is the name escaping me now? When they upgraded him. The Arbiter. I really liked being the Arbiter. It was 81,000 survivors out of million. Oh, I got those numbers way wrong. So, 2 questions. My first question, okay, so Vatomy didn't just go after military, he went after civilians. That's my first question. My second question, the Covenant weren't a thing when the Forerunners created the Ark, right? Like, the Covenant were their individual species not interacting yet? Is that correct? What's that? Yeah, I mean, they seemed pretty chill. If they captured him at the end of Halo 3, the elites would probably have declared war again and humanity would have been able to win. Oh, interesting. Okay, so the Prophet ordered it. The elites weren't really, like, down for that. I mean, not that they weren't down for it, they just followed instructions, but they weren't the ones that were like, let's kill all the civilians. It's kind of interesting that the elites ended up, like, following the Prophets. I understand that they lost to the Prophets, but it feels like even in a loss, they wouldn't have wanted to, like, side with such a dishonorable group. He just boomed the planet. He just did a little funny, you know, a little Arbiter funny, just a little joke. The Covenant was formed after the death of the Forerunners? Okay. He just, like, said, yo, do it, but he didn't. Because, yeah, he liked to be in the, like, front lines, they said. So he's probably not dealing with civilians. He was going after military. That's kind of... And why... Did they say why the Covenant go after humans? Is it just because humanity has expanded so much and the Covenant don't like that? Like, who started the war? Was it the Covenant or the humans? Because obviously humans were the ones that started with the Forerunners. But did humanity also start their war with the Covenant? Or was it like a, this galaxy ain't big enough for the both of us, you know, sort of situation with one group? What was the second question? What was my second question? I already forgot. Oh yeah, no, it was being answered. If the Covenant existed during the Forerunners. Those are the names of the other terminals. Some of them are about how the Covenant formed. Oh, Covenant Record. Taming the Hunters. Oh, okay. The answer is a book spoiler. Oh, okay, we won't. We'll wait. We'll let me read the books. You know, we'll let me read. Species to join the Covenant, but they didn't with humans. Oh, I see. Okay. Very precise reason the prophets want to kill humans, but like said, it's the books. I'll have to read Sergeant Johnson's book then. I need to add it to the queue. Add it to the reading queue. I'm so curious. I'm very interested. I was kind of hoping a terminal would have the answer, but I'll be patient. I'll read. We have one more. One more of these Oni files.
Vadami's most recent and damaging blow to the UNSC was the fall of Reach.
Oh!
Oni has still not been able to fully determine how Vadami located the planet. And once again, he caught us completely by surprise when his forces arrived in orbit and on the ground.
I want to know where he's getting his intel. Is someone
Vadami
selling
is
this out?
responsible for over 1 billion total casualties and the loss of at least 7 human planets.
Oh, this is the terminal I found.
His forces have defeated all UNSC counterattacks at the cost of 123 fleet vessels and over 23,000 personnel.
How much do you think humanity can bill him for?
And now with Reach lost, Oni and UNSC strategic AI report a 0% confidence that the Navy can stop Vadami through traditional means. In the opinion of this investigator, Vadami is the most dangerous Covenant military asset on the field. It's common knowledge that the Covenant have a significant technological advantage over the UNSC, but are sometimes inflexible in their tactics. This is not the case for Vadami. We cannot predict what he'll do next, but given time, we fear he will dismantle all remaining UNSC strongholds. This agent's recommendation: immediate termination.
Nah.
If humanity wants to survive this
It's just
war,
a joke. It's just a prank,
we cannot
you know?
do it with Vadami on the field.
It is wild to see these terminals and realize how dumb the prophets were taking Vadami off the field and making him the arbiter. Like, turning him into a heretic, you know? That is wild. Oh, it's on Spotify. I gotta watch the podcast, I gotta read the books, I gotta watch the YouTube videos, I gotta watch the Netflix series. I don't know how y'all keep up with all of it. I mean, I like it. I like something that has a lot of depth. But it's kind of funny. It's everywhere. Halo's everywhere. It's like the, have you seen Fairly Odd Parents? When the dad is like, Dinkelberg. Or like, fairies! From the teacher. That's what I'm feeling now. Contact Harvest is where I'd start. Oh, perfect. Okay, I'll start with Contact Harvest. Yeah, humanity got absolutely boomed by the Covenant. Like, 100%, if they had just left Vadami on the field, humanity would have lost. Everything would be over. The Halos would have gone off. There wouldn't, you know, how many years do you have to read the book? I got, you know, a couple years left. I'm not too old. I could probably get through it. No Netflix? There's no, I thought there was like a Halo series y'all said I had to watch on Netflix. Oh, you guys said it was also on YouTube. 20 years. That's true. Y'all had 20 years of this. I'm getting all of it at once. I'm being flooded, if you will, with the lore. Baba Cha. colony in Stellaris in honor of Harvest. Wait, that's actually great. Cover the history of the Arbiters. The Arbiter history is pretty interesting. I'm interested in that. The novel's gonna be very dark too, and these will be my absolute favorites. Oh no, I don't want to cry. Are they gonna make me cry? I don't want to cry. I want a happy ending. I like Halo 3 because for all the sadness, there is still a bit of a happy ending, you know? The Halo series is an alternate timeline. Oh, I see. There's alternate timelines. It's like Polo Polo Machai Madoka Magica. Oh my god. Oh, there's a lot of series on Netflix. Oh my gosh. I got so much to watch. I have so much to talk about. Yeah, Forward Unto Dawn is what you recommended. Is the what you should watch. The newer Halo TV series is absolutely not. There's so many things that are out there, and you can only consume some of it. It's kind of... Halo is kind of funny. I like it. I like... I like the way the Halo community's kind of come together and agreed, like, yeah, we don't talk about that game. Or we don't talk about that show, you know? Aww. I don't want to cry for the Arbiters. They kind of destroying humanity. You know what's something really interesting that this terminal dropped, though? Do y'all remember when we were watching the Halo 1 terminals, y'all were like, oh yeah, the Covenant, their technology isn't very advanced. But in this terminal, they said, like, that Covenant technology is way more advanced than human technology. Which means that humans do not have some good tech, other than Cortana. We can agree that Cortana is better. So if Cortana's AI is way better than Covenant AI, why does the U.S. military, or the humanities military seem to think that their technology is inferior to the Covenant's? Because if they could make Cortana and they could make the Spartans, surely they should be more advanced. Okay, so Forward Unto Dawn seems to agree to be the best. It isn't as advanced as it could be. Master Cheeks. That's wild for the new TV series. Human AI is better than Covenant AI, but their weaponry, I suppose, their military technology isn't advanced enough. Oh, that's kind of... They don't actually really know too much. Oh, right, because you said they just steal it. So it's like strong, but they kind of just, they yoinked it. You can skip the new TV series. Forward Unto Dawn is okay. Halo Legends is pretty cool too. Oh, anime! You had me at anime Anakin. Oh my gosh, that's a tongue twister. Try saying that 3 times fast. The US advanced different tech in different ways. That's true. That's true. Used repurposed Forerunner tech. Humans didn't. So they found Halos then, if they found Forerunner tech? Pretty well considering Covenants don't really learn from tech, they just use it. They just stole it. I mean, a lot of innovation is just stealing and improving, but it sounds like they didn't do the improving part. They kind of just did the stealing part. They're good thieves. If they knew how their stuff actually worked, we wouldn't stand a chance at all. I don't even know of the Covenant. I suppose the elites would have to be the species that, like, learns and is smart. But they're all about being warriors. Oh, right. Because humans also had some they were studying some Forerunner artifacts. That was, like, the thing for Halo 4. Humanity had the advantage of their Mac guns would help curb their naval engagement. Okay, I gotta say, whenever they say naval and they're talking about, like, the space fleet, that kind of cracks me up. What were the Mac cannons? Were those like those giant laser cannons that we fired in Halo 4 that we were like aiming? It's just chilling. Just kind of left it all over the place. It's like a little scavenger hunt. Oh, it's a railgun. I see. They don't necessarily want to improve the work of the gods. Oh, that is true. They're kind of, like you said, they're kind of stuck because they worship the people that have that technology. Magnetically accelerated cannon. Oh. Yeah, I didn't know that acronym. Magnetically accelerated cannon. That's kind of cool. Okay, let's see. Let's find out about the... I'm gonna watch... I assume these two are together. Let's watch the Arbiter. fuck, that was probably loud, sorry.
Quite unacceptable.
It's a rerun! Wait, is this actually just a rerun? Same on Halo, Ball Z is wild.
Glorious day. The prophets will be pleased.
Oh my gosh,
that
it
we
is a
have
recap
rescued an
episode.
oracle from the humans' violation of the holy temple.
Why do you keep calling it a temple? My installation was a weapon, and one which we needed very, very badly.
But Oracle, I do not understand. We were told the rings are salvation, a gateway to paradise.
Told? By whom? Anyone who told you that is a fool, or quite mad.
I guess in case you
that
missed
installation
it
was a beautiful
from
tool
Halo 1.
designed to destroy everything the Flood might feed on.
Everything?
Everything.
Oh, quite everything. And if even one Flood spore survived the destruction of my ring...
Communications. Shut down all lines to the fleet. We will not notify the prophets of our discovery until I hear everything this Oracle has to say.
I will gladly share what I am permitted, but we have little time. What has been unleashed here could destroy everything you have ever known.
They just, like I
that,
said, they just did a little funny.
We are in agreement.
Kinda looks like a cat. You see it? Yeah, they just polished it a little bit. Okay, we gotta watch the next one. That doesn't even count. We already saw that one.
Your actions do not make sense. Proper protocol for a flood outbreak is to establish immediate infection reporting. Communications must be maintained with all local forces in order to track any spread of the parasite.
There are no local forces, Oracle. Now, all you have is...
Oh, I found this terminal. This is one I found.
But I tracked multiple ships in orbit, including some remaining human presence. In light of the danger posed by the Flood, surely you can set aside this disagreement with the humans.
No! Anything still alive in orbit is our enemy. The humans have very good cause to kill us on sight.
Oh,
And
yeah,
the
we kind of
knowledge
messed
you
up.
shared with me cast doubt on the entire purpose of our covenant. If any of our ships remain above us, they are not the help you seek.
But why would they not provide assistance? Because of this talk of prophecies and journeys? I learned a small amount about your covenant before that reclaimer blew up my installation. But my understanding is incomplete. The AI I encountered on board one of your ships was less than forthcoming.
Oh, we talked to him at the beginning.
What you need to know, Oracle, is that thousands of years ago, at the founding of our great covenant, a bargain was struck between the prophets and the elites. A bargain which I fear will be the end of us.
You think the AIs ever got together, Cortana and the Covenant AI, and were like, "Hey yo, wanna grab a drink? Like, buddies?" A loud, very jump scare. Oh, sorry. Heretic leader here was this reasonable in game. He is kind of a grump. He usually violates Covenant AI. Cortana's not a fan. Cortana's like, heh, do you think she like... She's like, heh, I'm the cooler AI. That'd be kind of funny. She just brags a little bit. No, my, you know, chief is cooler than your elite. He's doing what he could, you know? Okay, that was 2 terminals we already saw. Those terminals don't count. We're going to the Will of the Prophets, We can't yap until I see a terminal I haven't seen yet. That's my rule. That's my rule. Ooh, I like that color. This one was called The Will of the Prophets.
Regarding the history of the Covenant and its glorious founding species, the San-Shayum and Sanghili, the record of punished deeds would not be sufficient without a word on the Arbiter. Not the consignment of shame that it is currently, but what came before.
We've seen this one.
The legendary warriors of Sanghili past.
I did pretty good in Halo 2 finding terminals, huh?
Long before the Covenant, the Sanghili ruled their world with pride and vigilance, surviving the perils of both land and sea.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Why'd they
These
switch
were
to
the
call
arbiters
themselves
of
Elite?
old, part king, part judge, warrior rulers, unlike any of which would follow. When we arrived on their frontier world of Ulgathon, the cost of life was severe.
Oh.
Led by a mighty arbiter, the Sanghili resisted our intriguement with ruthless force, leading to decades of war.
Why didn't you just not invade? You ever thought about that, Prophets?
We would eventually triumph, of course. And when we did, we would not ignore the mantle of the Arbiter. Like all things, we would bend the Sanghili to our own ends. The Arbiters would become the very will of the Prophets.
It's interesting it's called the Mantle of the Arbiter, and we have the Mantle of Responsibility. Do you think they, like, put those two together? At what point all these terminals the cool cap? Well, I didn't realize I'd found so many terminals. I feel like that's all I found. I don't remember any others. This is just the human translation. Oh, that's true. They just gave like the easy to say translation. Yeah, we just gotta watch them all, you know? Prophets are what we would call dicks. Honestly, valid. They're kinda jerks. Covenant, like, elite grunt jackals were given by humans. Oh, so they're like military code. They're not actually the elites. That's kinda, okay, I actually kinda like that. Is it weird that I like that? It's like they, you know, they're just a threat and they're treating them as units. I wonder if once the elites and the humans get along, they went back to calling them the Sanghili. The Covenant probably read about the mantle and some of their Forerunner artifacts. Oh, and so they kind of like called their like mantle the Arbiter. I like that. What mantle of who's worthy? Their like highest commander has the mantle. They just liked the word mantle. They picked the word and they liked it, you know? Okay, we gotta watch the next one. We gotta watch the next one. We gotta find one we haven't seen. I don't remember this one, but you know.
For generations, our holy arrangement put the prophets in charge of religion and technology. The elites led our military forces to convert new species and find relics such as your Halo.
He said elites. They renamed themselves. Oh, interesting.
And these relics you sought, the San-Shayum, your prophets, told you that they would lead you on this great journey?
Yes. Transcendence, eternal life. Their promises were endless. We gave up our old ways to follow the Prophet's lead on the great journey. Gave up all of our history. All of our traditions.
Aww.
Not all of your traditions, it seems. This Arbiter you mentioned, hasn't that always been a position of power for your species?
Power? It was long ago. An arbiter was once the pinnacle of our people, leader of the clans, and master of the battlefield. But then, an arbiter committed heresy, and an example was made of him.
Heresy?
He challenged the word of the prophets, challenged and lost.
Lost how? Wait, what's that? Oh.
So the title of Arbiter became a badge of shame for our most spectacularly failed warriors.
Wait, what's that on the ground?
Yes. They were accomplished manipulators. Back before the firing of the array. I see at least that hasn't changed.
Manipulators? What? And before? Before when?
I will explain later. Right now, I want you to tell me everything you can of these arbiters.
Oh! Arbiter lore! Okay, I hadn't seen that one yet. Okay. Unequal union. He was fighting... Was he fighting a hunter? It's like we're a hive mind. Yeah, a YouTube and Twitch chat combined. Dude, I love the lore. I'm so into it. It's so well done. I honestly, okay, I've been playing games for a long time. Halo was probably one of the first things I played is like when I was a really young kid. But I just played like split. You remember when you used to connect all the Xboxes together, and like everyone just playing a big battle together? That's what I would do with like my siblings and their friends. I never like actually played through the campaign and knew any of the story. So this has been really cool. It's like very nostalgic in a weird way for me to learn what Halo is actually about. Suitable word that makes them elite. Okay. I have to watch Halo Legends. Add it to the list. Arbiter and his assassin on the ground. Wait, they assassinate him? LAN party! Thank you. Yeah, LAN party. LAN parties. Did a lot of Halo LAN parties as a kid. He studied the Covenant excessively. Only referred to them by their species name. A few even learned to speak their language. Is that like why we can translate and understand them canonically? Yeah, they really misunderstood the Forerunners. A little too much, you know? I see. So one elite beat another elite. An elite that believed in the cause of the Arbiter, or of the Arbiter, wow, of the prophets. AI's just figured the language out. Everyone has a little Cortana. Yeah, it was honestly just the grenade game for me when I was a little kid. That's all I did. I would just throw grenades until my brothers and their friends would get annoyed at me because I was the youngest there. It was like, yeah, we just gotta let our little sister play. And then they'd unplug my controller so I couldn't join the LAN party. But I wouldn't know any better because I was a little kid. I was probably like 6 or 7 at the time, you know? And so I would still think I'm playing and still trying to like throw grenades and stuff, and they'd be having fun. I'd be having fun because I didn't know any better, and they'd be having fun because they didn't have to like deal with baby Veery, you know? So everyone won! The Covenant side of the grunts were charged with learning human language. I was actually, watching human media. Do you think the grunts got really into like SpongeBob or Survivor? Because that would be kind of hilarious. I could see it. Which is why in the early games it's mostly just grunts that use English words. Is that also why the Arbiter, when he was a general, always had like information and intel on humans because of the grunts? Prophet sent an assassin after that one Arbiter. What? Lame. Couldn't even face him man-to-man. You know, elite to elite. Xbox Link LAN party, those were so... Yeah, they were great, right? It's so, like, such a good memory for me, remembering those Halo parties, even though I was so young at the time. I think the game I got most into when I was a kid was, obviously, Morrowind. Y'all know Morrowind is my favorite game of all time. Battlefront, and then Warcraft 3. Oh, and Zoo Tycoon. Played a lot of Zoo Tycoon. Those are like my 4 big games, I feel like, that I played. But mostly just Morrowind. I played a lot of Morrowind. Deal or no deal, dude. I could see Grunt's deal or no dealing, but they would always take the first deal for the cases and wouldn't understand why people would hold out to the end. Soap operas too. Dude, every Grunt, they just got their different things there. Now like canonically we have to figure out what was the Grunt's favorite media, I feel like. Grunts also had a black market for human media since it was a nice thing and they were treated very badly in the Covenant. They even had black market for human media? Do you think they had any, like, waifu body pillows? Do you think that, like, fetched a huge, you know... Maybe they all had a favorite VTuber? They all had a favorite VTuber that they watched? they traded, like, VTuber cards? Those trading collectible cards? That would be so funny. When the Covenant revealed themselves, they sent out a message to humans. Your destruction is the will of the gods, and we are their instrument. Oh, wow. Dude, they put a lot of work into destroying us. You perhaps watched the Pinkers Network video on Grunts that was released 2 days ago? Was there a video? No, I didn't. But that's kind of funny if we came individually to the same idea. Oh, but jackals were the first to come into Dude, I hate jackals. Those jackal snipers were the bane of my existence, if I'm being honest. Yeah, they're 100 years in the future. They just went, they watched my buds. They saw the crazy VTuber cat girl, you know? Okay, we have Taming of the Hunters. Let me turn up the tunes for y'all. I love that color of pink. It's purple pink. It's so pretty. I'm gonna change my model to that color.
Our holy city was not always as it is, nor was the Covenant. At one time, it was only San Shayum and Sanghili. But as we grew, and new species were added to our number, radical steps had to be taken. Our first encounter with the Let Golo was an effort in futility.
Let Golo.
The blasphemous creatures had devoured a Forerunner orbital, shattering its remains into 1 trillion pieces. What was left became the Rings of Tay. As no conventional methods could purge the rings of their infestation, we sent one of our most faithful, an Arbiter. For a full year, this Arbiter ventured across the surface of one of their moons, learning both their strengths and their weaknesses. It was there that we discovered the Let Golo's secret.
Oh, those are the wormies!
Although some of their kind rightly bore the blame for the orbital's desecration, others had only devoured around the Forerunner materials. And with reasoning and much labor, these could be used to serve the Covenant.
Oh.
And by these means, the Great Arbiter had given us one of our most sought-after treasures. Access to innumerable processing pathways of the mighty Forerunner Dreadnought, and to the many secrets it held.
Wait. I could have known to attack the wormies so long ago. I could have known. Jackals are pirates. They kind of are, I suppose. They're evil. Jackals are the worst. Wait, the jackals are paid? Dude, I respect it. They won't work without pay, and I'm here for it. The hunters are made of a bunch of sentient worms. What the heck? I didn't know that. I could have known for so long. It took me till Halo 3. Actually Halo 4, I think, too. Yeah, Halo 4 was when I finally started properly attacking the wormies. They make up the giant scarabs? Really? Oh, that's cool. Okay, that's cool. Y'all know the Halo 3 scarab fight was my all-time favorite fight. Y'all know that. think Cortana says their armor is weak on the back the first time you meet them. You think I listened to Cortana? No. Couldn't be me. Listening to Cortana? She's just... I honestly don't even remember her saying that. I won't lie. Y'all know I get too into it. I don't work without a contract. Dude, I hate the Jackals, but I totally respect not working without pay. I like that about them. The Divine Inspiration. Let's see. How dare this game make me like Jackals? That upsets me. These terminals go a lot faster than the Halo 1 terminals.
It is most unusual that in all the exploits of these arbiters, you never mention their role in choosing their missions of redemption.
There is no role, Oracle. Once one of our commanders becomes an arbiter, he belongs to the hierarchs.
Do they not already belong to the hierarchy?
These hierarchs, they are the same high prophets who control all the holy relics you collect from my time?
The same.
And they use these relics to build your new weapons and bring you the word of your gods?
It has always been so.
Giving them a lot of power.
Interesting. Am I a holy relic?
I do not understand.
Because I am certainly not a god. I am a tool, as is this mining platform you stand upon, as was the installation that once orbited the planet. The Forerunners' technology is lasting and indeed quite powerful, but I'm quite certain they would have told me if I was infused with some kind of divine power.
Yeah, I feel like a librarian would leave that out.
I suspect some of your prophets may have been quite aware of how much divine inspiration tools such as myself could provide. And you never questioned these proclamations. Even your mightiest warriors, these arbiters, never questioned?
They don't really think, you know?
Questioning was what brought shame to the word arbiter long ago, Oracle.
How disappointing.
Dang.
I fear now that there are many questions we should have been asking for a long, long time.
I would be more than happy to answer any such questions, but I have a few more for you. Continue your tale of these arbiters.
Wow. I think I found that terminal. I don't want to play Halo 2 Legendary. I'm scared. They have an ungodly smell. Dude, the Jackals are just so unlikable. Except for the part where they want to get paid. I respect that. Hello. Heroic broke your body. I'm so scared to play Legendary. I'm convincing a couple friends to play with me. I am excited. I'll tell you how it goes. I won't stream it. Because, you know, they're not super cozy being on stream. But I'll tell y'all how my attempt at Halo 2 Legendary goes. The years of grinding to mental state, the legacy. Jackals have cousins? I don't want to know about it. Animated short about the first arbiter that rebelled against the Prophet. Ooh. I have so many things to watch. Halo Legends sounds like a good place too. Grunts breathe methane. They don't smell nice either. Let's just out here smelling farts. Do I have a Discord server? I do have a Discord server. Hold up, let me. As always, unfortunately, Twitch gets all of the cool stuff. Y'all don't. Let me send the message over. As always, the rules for my Discord, you know, be nice, all of that, be kind. That is my only request. Is cozy by virtue of that? Yeah, it just always ends up cozy, you know? I could never play alone. That's why I'm playing with friends. I'm too scared, you know? I'm too scared. But, yeah, so, okay. The monitor, Spark was kind of a jerk about it, but yeah, how did they just never ask, like, yeah, this kind of doesn't check out. Maybe we, you know, gave these people a little too much power. Maybe we shouldn't have let our strongest warrior become, like, the face of embarrassment. Jackal has some of the most interesting lore. They've got, like, pirate queens. What? They have pirate queens? Stop making me like the Jackals. I have an irrational hatred of them, and I want to continue my bias But y'all are making me like him. I feel comfy. We're gonna have a stream watching paint dry. How does that sound? Yeah, it's like blind faith. I guess it's true. We'll see. Yeah, let's have a watching paint dry stream. I think that could be pretty epic, right? Like I said, my food label stream. I still think that sounds like so much fun. There's so many random stream ideas that I have on the list, and I'm like, this sounds great. That it really wouldn't sound that great. Did I tell y'all that I thought at one point making a stream of like showing how to write a resume? I was like, dude, this would be totally cool. It could be so fun, you know. I could talk about it. I've been in corporate drone for so long. Then I was like, okay, Viri, that's a terrible stream idea. Reading scary stories, though, that's an epic idea. We're gonna read scary stories. Jackals are a major... Dude, jackals are so cool, but I hate them. I refuse to like them. You can't make me. The hierarchs we usually just go with the pay of the... Oh, I guess that makes sense. The food label stream. Only if you can explain the paint on the molecular level. Yeah, I can explain paint. I could talk about paint. I could give a lecture on paint. Are you interested in, like, the color chemistry of paint? Or you just want, like, the composition of paint? Because those are, I suppose, two different topics we could talk about. Baked bean... Dude, the baked bean juice beer, I'm still on a quest. I'm still on a quest. I'll find it one day. That's, like, my thing. You can fall asleep to paint drying. I'll talk about something boring and it'll be nice. The Ungogi Alliance may shed a bit of light. Oh yeah, that's the one. We're pretty... Yeah, that's our next one. That's our next one. You know, grunts and jackals are just as tall as... Okay, someone was telling me that. They're like 6 feet tall or something wild. I probably should have played Halo on easy a couple times, if I'm being honest. Ooh, excuse me, I had the cough there. Okay, let's see this rebellion. Pretty color.
Whereas most species were grafted into the Covenant by faith or mutual beneficence, the Ungoi were not such.
Oh, the Ungoi, I said that so wrong.
Was brought into the fold by force, and it was by force that they were held captive. Their world had no prayer against our might and majesty. And their peoples were quickly laid low, many of them brought into subjugation.
What do they look like?
Yet while some species will perish under such pressure,
it's the grunts.
Others rise to the occasion, taking arms if need be, fighting back.
Dude, they look like Ninja Turtles there.
Such it was for the Ungoi when their feud with the Kig-Yar led to rebellion. An effort by the Kig-Yar to sterilize the Ungoi population was met with stiff resistance. And for a time,
the jackals.
The holy city was thrown into chaos.
Oh.
Once fully provoked, the Ungoi were merciless in their violence, lashing out at all species. Their large numbers and their tenacious volatility made them a suitable challenge, even for the elites. And yet again, we turned to an arbiter.
Oh no.
And with a ferocity unparalleled since the beginning of the Covenant, the Ungoi world would be reduced to glass. Those within the holy city would be forced to watch, unable to stop what could have been the very end of their kind.
Aww.
The Ungoi rebellion was brought to an end by the Arbiter's hand.
They're crying!
Their world was not completely lost, and those who survived within high charity found some measure of mercy. They had proven their worth in combat, and would now serve alongside the Sanghili in battle.
Wow! What'd they do to deserve that? They just didn't want to get... The jackals were just bullies! The jackals started it! Beefing with... now we all have beef with the jackals. Can we just acknowledge this just enforces the fact that the jackals are the worst? The worst. Two more times. Oh gosh, I can't play 2 more times. We played for the lore. That's wild. All they did was the jackals were bullying them and they fought back, and then the Covenant was like, nah, we end that. Excuse me. Wait, but that was an arbiter. I wonder if they go in, okay, I know there's a book on this. There's gotta be a story about that arbiter and what he did. That was actually the arbiter that, oh, wait a second. What, it's all coming together. Is that the arbiter they said that stood up and said, hey, like, challenge the word of the prophet? And that's why they killed him? Is the Ungoi rebellion of the grunts what made the arbiter step up and have his first shame? Oh, wait, that's wild. Likes the jackals. Yeah, no one likes the jackals. They're good, as it should be. Hit the jackals. I want to go back. Maybe I need to go back and play just to hit the jackals a couple more times. Oh, it's a different arbiter? Aw, that's sad. I was like, it's all coming together. It's all coming together. Now they get pistols? Yeah, I guess that's true. That's more of a grunt-jackal feud. It's okay. I side with the grunts because I just hate the jackals, you know? I can't believe there's a different arbiter! But do they talk about every arbiter? I'm so curious what every arbiter does to become an arbiter. There's something so fascinating about, like, stories of warriors rising up who were, like, you know, cast into shame. I don't know. There's always something interesting about those. I mean, in this case, it's not really redemption in the sense that they're being tricked by the prophets, but it's kind of their personal redemption, what they think, you know? Led by that arbiter was way in the beginning. Oh, I see. Grunts do not play around when in large groups. Dude, in Halo 4, there was grunts running towards us with bombs and, like, with grenades in both hands. Like, the grunts are kind of wild. I mean, it makes sense that they kind of have gone crazy as a species after what happened to them. I can kind of understand it after that. Probably a little traumatized, you know? I just need more excuses to hate the jackals. That's all I'm asking for. Wait, the grunts started it? I need to read the book. Which book covers the Ungoi rebellion? I want to read it. What is I'm adding it to the queue. Whatever book covers the Ungoi rebellion, that's on my plan to read list. Top of the shelf. Dude, what? Okay, let's see what's next. So it should be Age of Doubt. Let's see. Jackals super deserve the hate. We don't like them.
I'm starting to fear that you're not very smart.
Damn!
Mind your tongue, Oracle.
That's what upsets
I mean, no
him.
offense. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about your species.
I'm sorry, I'm just talking about every one of
How
you.
long have these prophets been anointing arbiters?
Since the fall of FuwafuwaVtuber, the first disgraced arbiter, roughly
FuwafuwaVtuber.
400 years ago.
Incredible. And in all this time, it never occurred to you how convenient it was that your prophets were able to find a powerful, capable leader among your people, who happened to suddenly commit a terrible blasphemy every time the power structure of your covenant was threatened.
I do not understand.
You do little to dissuade my fears.
Then teach me.
I mean, at least he's
Looking back
listening.
at the record of the arbiters you discussed, was it not surprising to anyone that those chosen to become arbiter were more than simple warriors?
How so?
Each of them had significant political influence among your people. In some cases, that influence was already being used to question the decisions of your hierarchs. In fact, that very questioning often gave rise to the charges of heresy that so neatly removed the challenger from the hierarch's concern.
And once they were branded Arbiter,
they promptly and quite cheerfully ran to meet their deaths.
all our lives we look down at the path, put our feet where the prophets tell us. All our lives spent convincing ourselves of the truth of our covenant.
Yeah, but you don't wanna...
All of it truly have been wasted.
Well,
Let's
did you make
hope
a
not
friend?
all of it, for we have a great deal of work to do.
He has a buddy, you know?
The flood is still out there, so I require a cooperative reclaimer to enact proper containment procedures. But your covenant keep trying to kill all the reclaimers I can find. All this bickering is quite a deadly waste of time. Right now, the most important question we can ask is this. Who could break this hold the prophets have over you?
The Arbiter! Vandamy, right? Is his name? Oh, the Flood. Okay, the Flood could also... I suppose, yeah, okay. I mean, I guess, yeah, sure, the Flood too. I mean, that's kind of... That's not as fun as the Arbiter, but you know. I know, it got him. Oh my gosh, that's dark. We just eat them? This is wild. A little too political, got a little too real. Yeah, the Gravemind kind of, they brought us all together, you know? They made us all happy buddy. It's really like... So I guess the question is... So they turned Vandamy into the Arbiter, and like the monitor is pointing out, whenever an Arbiter is created, it's because Covenant starts questioning things. But Vandamy never questioned anything, did he? They really just made him a scapegoat because Master Chief blew up the Halo, and he didn't stop that. We're getting really close to real time, no longer past. Yeah, we're kind of getting to present state. Vandamy was in a position to question if he wanted to. Oh, even if he didn't question, he could. The potential was there. Yeah, the Halo or the Flood just did a little funny, you know. Yeah, that's what they were saying, right? And these first ones up here, the Vandamy 100%. If they didn't, basically, if they didn't screw up and let the Halo. Wait, basically, okay, actually, wait. Can we all acknowledge that means that Keyes and Johnson actually saved humanity by letting the Flood out? I think we can all accept how awesome. They're playing 4D chess, you know? We're out here just, you know, hanging out with Cortana, and Johnson and Keyes are out here 4D chess releasing the greatest threat to all life forms in the universe, just so that the elites will have to side with us and then humanity can be saved. I mean, a lot of individuals play critical pieces, but we can just throw it out there, right? Keyes and Johnson were the coolest ones. It would have been a problem, yeah. That's okay. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. As long as we're, you know, we're saying, you know, they just did a little funny, little bro. Use a popcorn right now. The Flood kind of looks like popcorn. The terminals bestoweth and they taketh. They giveth and they taketh. Chief had to defeat them to achieve his destiny. Yeah, they were like wingmanning for the Chief. They're like, hey, you know, you wanna be the coolest guy ever? So that at the end of Halo 4 you can, you know, come out of the ship and get a bunch of claps. So we got you, bro. Don't worry, you know? Little fist bump. They're like, yeah, we got you. Want a raise? You know? They were getting a little drunk one night at the bar. Keyes, Johnson, and Master Chief. Master Chief was like, I just haven't gotten a raise in so long. I don't feel like a promotion's coming my way. I don't know what to do. And then Keyes and Johnson were like, I got you. Don't worry, bro. I got you. And then they let the Flood out. They just did a little, you know, we got you. A little wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And now look at him. The best, you know? It was interesting. We were actually discussing that earlier, Robbie. The Forerunners not being humans anymore. I liked or I feel like there's like benefits to both concepts. Because I really like the idea of the mantle of responsibility, the Forerunners being separate from humanity, and them, like, having to let go of the mantle of responsibility because the Didact didn't believe that humanity was, like, worth saving. I think that's very compelling, but also it's also very interesting to think about, like, the Forerunners being humans. Because that means humans can eventually ascend, right, and be to the level of Forerunners. So, like, both are really, I don't know, both of them have really cool concepts. It's hard for me to decide which one's best. I think I like the mental responsibility concept a little more just because it's, like, interesting for me personally, but I think they're both pretty cool. Oh, you heard Nutella? Yeah, she did a little bork bork. The meme of the guy. Yeah, that's true, celebrate. I love that when he's on, like, the pedestal cheering. Arbor in second place and the Prophet betraying the elites in first. Oh, we gotta watch that one. Let's watch this one. Okay. If the Forerunners were humans, they would have intentionally chosen to devolve themselves after the rings fired. That's true. There would need to be some concept of, like, they intentionally seeded themselves to like, start back from zero. That's actually kind of an interesting theory. Like, if the Forerunners were humans, how did they even end up back, or, like, you know, they reseeded themselves to, like, just start, yeah, I don't know, that's kind of interesting to, like, zoom back. Why didn't they just restart? I guess you could say, like, their guilt. I don't know. Let's see what this is.
The history of the Arbiter is one of both legend and infamy. Their name has been corrupted by great shame, though the contemporary is perhaps the most confounding of all. Thel 'Vadamee was born of noble blood, the legendary House of Vada.
Oh,
His family's renown demanded great expectations for his military career, and he would meet them all.
Oh, he had pressure. He just wanted to learn to play the piano, you know?
One of the youngest to achieve the status of shipmaster, and one of the youngest to gain the rank of Supreme Commander. In our campaign against the humans, few have risen to renown as 'Vadamee. World after human world, all laid low for the sake of the great journey. But then came Halo. Shame unto shame. He failed his greatest charge, and the sacred ring was desecrated. By such disgrace, Thel 'Vadamee became the Arbiter.
That's
As a mere scribe, I do not challenge the word of the hierarchs, but I would be remiss not to voice concern.
That's why they were worried. Even a scribe is questioning it.
Should have been put down, publicly slain as an example to all of our prayerful expediency.
Never mind. Well done.
With the discovery of a second ring and the changing of the guard, all things are in jeopardy. Will this Arbiter remain loyal?
Oh.
Or will he stand with his people as they are abolished by our newfound might? I would never openly challenge the divine proclamations of a hierarch, but this Arbiter is a risk I would not have tolerated. And I now fear the days of the Covenant are numbered.
Yeah! Teach him a lesson. Do elite dentists make good money? That's true. I wonder if they get, do you think they get dental and benefits? You know, the insurance benefits? I haven't seen one elite brush their teeth yet. I mean, imagine the toothbrush that would have to work with it. They don't have their little flags. Remember in Halo 2, they always had their little flags on the back? I thought it was kind of cute. Okay, let's keep going. We got the false journey. Have no need to brush teeth. I guess that's true. That's true. Depending on your diet and what you eat, it could brush for you. I want to know what happens next. We're getting to the good stuff. We're getting to the end scenes.
one I would trust with this information is probably dead right now.
Aw, Vadamy.
He was commander of the fleet that brought me to this system. Vadamy was his name. But after hearing you tell of the destruction of the ring, I cannot believe that he still lives.
Aw.
His orders were to secure the ring, to prepare it for the arrival of the hierarchs. Vadamy never fails in his duties.
Oh, he doesn't know he's the Arbiter.
If the ring is no more, then Vadamy must be dead.
Duty can indeed be a dangerous virtue.
Oh.
But even if he did live, wouldn't this sense of duty make him quite unlikely to set aside his allegiance to the prophets?
Perhaps not. And he would never betray our people. No, if we were able to just speak to him, explain everything you have told me. But no, these are futile hopes. If he did live, and if he was returned to the High Prophets, they would most certainly punish him for the destruction of the ring.
Wow, he called all of it.
In fact, he would be the exact kind of leader the hierarchs would make arbiter. They would need someone to blame for the loss of the ring. His influence within the fleet grew with every one of his victories over the humans.
And if he did become arbiter?
Then he would be lost to our cause. Without the knowledge you've shared with me, he would obey the prophets without question. I doubt he would even respond to his former name. I don't know what it would take to overcome, but as you say, we don't have time to ask such questions, and Vadamy is almost certainly dead.
But yeah, who...
If all your hopes rest on him, then I fear for the future of this galaxy.
As do I, Oracle. As do I. But I will begin our fight. Make others aware of the lies the prophets whisper in our ears. And soon, we will find more who will take up our cause.
Who did we fight? Who did we play as when we fought him? When we fought the heretic? Was it Master Chief or was it the Arbiter? I actually don't remember. Hi, Andrew. If you need any questions I stream, we're always here to answer questions. Yeah, I know. I need to start reading the books. Wait, brutes respected humanity? Did they actually? What order do you plan on playing the rest of the games? Wars, ODST, Reach? I think I want to play Reach next because I've got a lot of recommendations about Reach. And then ODST, and then Wars, I think is the order I want to do. The elite started to question why humans were never offered the choice to join the Covenant. Yeah, it is kind of, you like, I'm interested to read the book to find out why the Arbiters didn't give the humans a chance. The Arbiter? Wait, we did fight as the Arbiter? And Pelagius, the Arbiter, later learns that the Heretic was right after all. That's kind of sad. There was only one brute that respected humanity's strength. Chieftain Thrall Slayer. Thrall, like from World of Warcraft? Wait. That's so sad. So we killed the heretic when we were still following the prophet. Does that mean, is there any chance that the heretic was holding back when he saw Vanamine? Because he kind of thought, like, you could see there, he thought that there would be a chance if he could find Vanamine. Like, if he could find the Arbiter, there was a chance. I wonder if I play that fight again, if it feels like the heretic is fighting back or trying to communicate with you. I might have to replay that fight. Do you find this monitor terminal? No, this is you kill the heretic at the beginning of the game, which means that this terminal, you don't find it until way after you've killed him. That's gotta feel terrible. That's gotta feel bad as a player. Yeah, you kill him pretty early, right? So you kill him, and then if you find the terminals, you slowly realize this journey of like, Yeah, they rub in your face what a mistake you made. I really want to redo that fight. I want to know if the game in any way indicates, like, he's kind of hesitating to kill you, you know? Then we would have listened if the heretic didn't shoot first. Oh, did he shoot first? I actually don't remember. It's been, like, 2 weeks. I have the memory of a goldfish. Okay, we gotta watch Beholden and Unyielding. I gotta see this. For another I don't want to cry. I know, now I kind of know that Reach is going to be sad. I don't know if I want to cry more after Halo 4, but we'll power through. Human colony of Meridian. I don't think I can watch a human colony. Oh, jeez.
Activate the Kindler.
The Kindler? That can't be good.
Make haste. We have little time.
Was this burrowing through tunnels on the human planet?
It has been found, Commander. Very well. Mark the coordinates and proceed with caution. And to think, it has been under their noses all this time. Humans are foul animals. They lack the intellect and the purity to discern the ways of gods.
Dang, they really don't like
Prepare
us.
the luminary for retrieval. The Hierarch will reward us for our devotion.
If everyone is ascending together, why do you need rewards?
Well done, Commander.
Did no one question that?
Do you know what you found?
A luminary hierarch. A divine instrument.
Wait,
It
they
is
found a
more than
monitor.
that, Commander. This is the one spoken of in the prophecies. It lights the sacred path.
That's what happened to one of the monitors. It ended up on a human colony?
Stewards, good news, I pray.
It was not easy, Blessed One. The luminary was not forthcoming with the holy words, but our hope proved true.
The sacred rings. Halo.
Oh, it's the
And
location
not
of the
Halo
halos.
alone, High Prophet. It also told of this,
The
the
Ark.
final home of the Forerunners, and the creation of the sacred rings. The Ark.
By the gods. It is glorious. The stories were true. Where did the gods hide such a treasure?
It lies far beyond the borders of our galaxy, accessible only by way of portal. The one portal the luminary spoke of was here. The Forerunners called it Erde Tyrene.
Earth?
Our calling is clear. We must go there at once. We will take the ships in our command and go to this world immediately.
Earth.
Erde Tyrene. Take heed, brothers. Your work signals the culmination of our Covenant's holy quest. Hold fast. The great journey is at hand.
Oh. Hello, hello. Things are going well. We're going through all the terminals. Back to the elite. Oh. Yeah, it does seem like the elites have a pretty good moral compass. I mean, okay, I'm sure they don't 100%, but you know, Vadomir, like, waited for them to at least gear up before he started fighting them. Seen some of the hints dropped in game 1 and 2 that didn't fully play out. Yeah, they're kind of like, they dropped some hints that I suppose would reward you if you found the terminals, but you probably wouldn't find most of these terminals until your, like, second playthrough, when you've gone through things. So it's actually it's clever. It's more than a monitor. Oh, it's not a monitor? I thought that was a monitor. They didn't know where Earth was. I'm actually kind of surprised the Covenant, for all of their, like, intel they seem to have, every time they invaded with, like, Vadomir, they didn't know where Earth was. No, I haven't played ODST yet. I've played 1 through 4 so far. Okay, let's see what the last one is. The last terminal.
Roger that, Chief. We'll meet you at the rendezvous point when we're done here. Blue 2 out. John should be here too. They'd listen to him.
Wait, are those
Somebody
Spartans?
needs to be getting work done while we deal with the red tape.
Fred!
What do you think they want from us?
It's naval intelligence, Linda. They want us to tell them everything's gonna be okay.
It's
Hate
Spartans!
to disappoint.
Spartan 2s, right? Those are Spartan 2s? They have numbers.
Blue team. Where's the Master Chief?
He asked that I answer the Council's questions. Sir.
We've been reviewing your report.
You found a Covenant command and control station. It says here they were amassing an invasion fleet of more than 500 ships.
Definitely a problem.
The station was sufficiently disabled, but the threat is still out there.
I have the report, but for the record of this council, what was this fleet's intended target, Spartan?
What was their target? Uh-oh. Did it say Jupiter?
Station control, can I get confirmation on probe Charlie 319er? Looks like it might be a faulty reading, but...
Alert, 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 alert.
Alert.
This can't be right.
C319 is active and functioning properly.
Station! Alert home fleet immediately! They found us! The Covenant! They found Earth!
That's the problem. And that's where Halo 3 starts. Regret was like the only prophet that truly understood the lead's potential. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. The same as Chief. They're essentially his family. I really had no idea there were other Spartans. I just assumed he would... I mean, Spartan 2s. I just assumed he was the only one, so it's kind of interesting that it was just there the whole time and I never saw it. Because they, like, trained from kids, right? Fred and Linda, part of Spartan 2 Blue Team, Master Chief's friends, family, and team since childhood. There's one more named Kelly who's not here. Wait, he had, like, all of these friendships. Do you remember in Halo 4, they went on that whole thing talking about how, like, they think Master Chief is, like, psychotic or something? He has, like, no emotion, but he has family and cares and stuff. Where are they getting these reports from? They're just a scapegoat. Spartan 2, Spartan 3 as well in active service were mostly killed on Reach. Oh. Right, you also thought the Spartan 3s were a little disposable, huh? Pretty good about keeping Earth's location secretive. You'd think it'd be, I don't know, I guess the galaxy is pretty big. Perhaps it's pretty feasible to like, say that they probably could keep Earth safe. There's Spartan 2s. First strike book. That's actually interesting. I never really thought about Earth being hidden. Honestly, this whole time I assumed that the Covenant had, like, already found and knew where Earth was. They just didn't care, but humans were just very careful about hiding it. There's 14 surviving Spartans. And Lasky was his friend. Dude, Lasky is a bro. We count that. Even if they had each other. Aww. They're friendly. They're friendly, you know? They're pretty chill. They're pretty chill. I'm actually interested to see how they handle Halo 5 with, like, Chief without Cortana. I feel like that's not going to go too well, but they're probably going to have, like, a ghost of Cortana speaking to Chief while he slowly goes insane, you know? That's what I'm feeling, but we'll find out. Oh, that's why they gave him AI companion. That makes sense. That's what I'm saying. He's going to go a little cray-cray when he, you know, doesn't have Cortana anymore. The Keep or Surf protocol worked too. The Covenant kind of found it by accident. Yeah, they didn't realize that the Forerunner planet that had the portal to the Ark was on Earth. I'm sure that's intentional. I mean, obviously, right? Because the Forerunner, or the humans are, quote, you know, like the next owners of the mantle, or the chosen species from the Forerunners. That makes sense that Earth's origin planet that they reseeded would have the portal to the Ark. It's all coming together. You know? Even the Flood didn't know where Earth was, which is why the Proto-Gravemind tried to torture it out of Keyes. But Keyes too much of a bro. We can all acknowledge that, right? Keyes is kind of the coolest ever. Spartan 2, Blue Team, Red Team, Gray Team, Omega Team, Silver Team, and Naomi 10. Those are some, that's a lot of variety in the naming structure. There's like Halo Blue versus Red or something. That was like a really popular YouTube channel like 10 or 15 years ago, right? I remember it was like a whole thing. Total coincidence, librarian put the Ark on the human planet. Yeah, totally wild. Who could have seen it coming? It's like, once you watch these terminals, it all comes together, you know? I have to say, I'm really glad I waited until I finished Halo 4. I feel like there would have been so many spoilers in the plot for me, like, because of just my lack of Halo knowledge, if I had watched all these terminals. Like, if I'd watched the terminals at the end of each playthrough, I feel like I wouldn't have, like, felt the same when I was playing the games. Because y'all know, I started every single stream when I played a game, 2, 3, and 4, I would give my conspiracy theories. But if I'd seen some of those terminals, these 1 and 2 terminals, I wouldn't have had the same conspiracy theories that I had. Yeah, Red versus Blue. Yeah, I never watched it, but I remember it was, like, a really big series. It was kind of wild. If you really think about it, like, I understand now where y'all were like, yeah, you, as a first-time player, shouldn't watch the terminals until you've played through things. Definitely a good recommendation. I'm glad I didn't watch them. I see it in a very different light. Yeah, exactly. I can't imagine. Okay, so y'all that had all this Halo knowledge, listening to me give my wild Halo conspiracy theories. It must have been so funny to watch. Y'all were like, look at this silly VTuber and her theories. Like, how wildly off I was at every point is kind of hilarious. 343 make the trilogy. I'm hoping they spend more time on injecting book content. Oh, are they remaking Halo 1, 2, and 3? I feel like Halo 1, though, wouldn't be the game that it is if it's not just like a, you know, like, shoot 'em up alien kind of game. If they add a bunch of deep lore, I don't know. Because Halo 2 had so much impact because they changed the strategy. But Halo 1 was so enjoyable just because it was like an alien shooter game, you know? I'm kind of conflicted, actually. Learn them later on, especially rather than when the games came out. Yeah! I don't think there will be a new Halo game. They gotta... It sounds like Halo 6 wasn't even finished. They gotta finish Halo 6 before they do the remakes. I think it's so fun taking, like, lore that you're very passionate about, yeah, and listening to people who it's their first time kind of make their guesses. It's very fun to hear the takes. Who are into stories share similar theories about Forerunners actually created the flood. Yeah, I'm actually shocked. Like, I'm truly shocked to find out that the Forerunners did not create the flood. I assume eventually, perhaps we'll find out where the flood comes from, or maybe the flood is just an existence that came to be in the same way that humans, Forerunners, and, you know, the Covenant did. I don't know. Are torn on the remakes. I stand by the statement that I think Halo 4, okay, I played 1, 2, and 3. Halo 4 was my favorite, and then 2, because 2 is what got me, like, into the lore and got me really, like, Halo 1 I just played through, right? I was like, this is enjoyable. I had a lot of fun, but it's not like the lore was super, like, compelling to me yet, because it didn't have a direction, and I didn't find any terminals. Halo 2 is what really, like, pulled me in. Halo 3 is just fun because it's got the dual scarab battle that I really liked, and I have a lot of emotions, and I feel like there wasn't as many... Like, there was a lot of variety in the content that I was playing. You know, they had a lot of really cool different vehicles and things that you would go in. They had a lot of variety in the fights. I didn't feel like there was a lot of repetition. And Halo 1's my least favorite just because of the library. I can't unplay the library. I almost rage quit the series because of the library. And that alone will always put Halo 1 at the bottom for me. Unless another game can pull out something worse than the library, I'm sorry, it's just gotta be my least favorite. Halo ends with 3, that's funny. I know, it's like cool, it's such an old game and people are still so into it. I really like it. And I can get it, because if you ask me of the, like, Elder Scrolls series, what's my favorite game? Morrowind. I'll always say Morrowind is my favorite of them, so, like, I get it. That's, like, my childhood favorite, you know, game I played so much. Oh, fighting the flood. The Chip Stobo stuff is actually kind of funny. I kept finding him. Blue Team Linda 54's pod status on the first level. Wait, really? There's so many little details and Easter eggs you wouldn't even know about. About the remasters. I definitely, when I was playing Halo 1, yeah, I got a couple, people were very passionate about, my comments playing Halo 1 about, like, the remaster, because I was, like, using the remaster and, like, updated graphics and stuff, and there were a couple people that were, like, very passionately against my statement that I thought the remasters and improvements were, like, nice. I do remember that. I was like, oh, wow, people are very into it. I can respect it, though. Like, sometimes you have a, like, you know, you really, 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 like, have a strong nostalgia from it, and I can understand that. Halo was a lot of people's teenager adolescence game. Yeah, that was Morrowind for me, so. Librarian. We're connecting the pieces. Yeah, the library was the single most painful level perhaps I've ever played. It's right up there. Okay, y'all know, there's only one thing in my entire streaming career that has ever made me rage quit stream, and it was the Subnautica Below Zero incident that we don't speak of. But the library was almost a close second. We got through it. It took me a really long time. We barely made it through, but that was we almost had another Sub-Zero incident. Even the devs hated the library. Honestly, I can respect it to go back and look something and be like, ugh, why? You seen more in Halo 3, but due to the backlash, they were hesitant. Really? I love playing as the Arbiter in Halo 2. I think adding the Arbiter into Halo 2 is what made me love it so much. That's kind of sad. The remaster gets a bit more hate than it deserves. I wish they just remastered the library level. Put all the budget towards that, you know? Yeah, that's true. There's, like, a lot of risk introducing a new protagonist. But, like, it was just such a cool concept. I really loved it. I can only imagine... Again, for me, I feel like there's some games that have copied the Halo concept by now, right? But I can only imagine how unique that was in the moment as a first-time player. Like, playing Halo 2 for the first time when it came out and having that flip on you. That's just so cool, you know? I feel like so many games have tried to copy that, and I don't think they do as good of a job. Okay. 3 hours of yapping might be my voice's limit, so, we might have to call it quits here, unfortunately. I don't think my voice can hold up, and I gotta stream tomorrow. We got our surprise stream tomorrow, so, you know, we gotta call it before I lose my voice. I can't believe all this yapping, like, has hurt my voice like this. It's just too much yapping, you know? Oh, they're remastering completely. Just give me a game of all terminals. I'll watch that. Yeah, I think the Arbiter... Following the Arbiter through his journey is very interesting. They tried to, like, I suppose, give Master Chief a journey with conflicts in Halo 4, but they just didn't achieve what the Arbiter's path was. I hope they made a comment about the pistol in Halo 1 and how it's so broken, because that would be pretty great. I know, I need to get, like, lemon tea, you know? I think I need to invest in some, like, lemon honey tea. I just, in general, am a very, like, not super... I'm actually shocking. I mean, I'm pretty yappy on stream, but like in my day-to-day life, I'm actually pretty like not talkative. So it's actually it's sometimes I like yapping. I have fun with it. I'm just a very quiet person in my day-to-day life, like at work and stuff. So it's kind of funny for me to like go on to stream and talk for this long, you know? You can make it tomorrow. Yeah, no worries. It's a bit of outside of my usual hours, but I hope some of y'all can join and stop by and hang out for peak. I'm pretty excited, you know? Is the different time tomorrow? Yeah. So stream will be at... Oh, 1 second. What was that? It's a different time. Yeah, so stream should be at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. 5 p.m. Eastern. 5 p.m. Eastern is the plan. Let me make sure. Yeah, 5 p.m. Eastern is when I will be starting my peak stream with Rosie. It should be pretty fun. Lots continuing, lots of promises. Yeah, you know, if we just keep hoping, perhaps one day they will give us the lore. I mean, as long as they keep cranking out books and stuff, it should be fine. Oh yeah, it's at night for you. Yeah, I guess with your time zone, yeah, it'd be kind of late at night. Yeah, glad you got to hang out, Stamp. I hope you had a good time. I love, like I said, the games were so fun, but we didn't have as much time to talk about the lore, so I'm actually really glad. We still have to get through the Halo 3 and Halo 4 terminals, so we might have to do that on Monday. Yeah, 4 p.m. if you're Central Time, 3 p.m. for Mountain Time, you know? It'll obviously not be Halo. We will be climbing to the peak. I've never gotten to the peak before. I'm really excited. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Actually, also my first VTuber collab stream. So it's, yeah. I'm really excited about it. Yeah, I hope y'all can join. If not, I will see y'all on Monday. Either we will be playing a new game or we'll continue to do Halo lore. I'll decide this weekend what we'll do, and I'll post the deets, you know, on Discord. So we'll see how it goes. Well, yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me, y'all, and thank you so much for, you know, telling me about all the lore. It's so fun! Halo has such good lore. I'm glad we got to chat about it. But yeah, hopefully y'all can stop by. Yeah, by Monday I'll have 5 bookstores. I'm definitely going to try to go to the bookstore or a bookstore or library. We'll see which. It depends, I suppose. And pick up a Halo book. So we'll see which one I pick up. I'll ask in Discord. I forgot the name of the book. I didn't write it down. So I'll ask in Discord what the recommended book is. Are we getting a stream on Labor Day? Yeah. It'll be just normal. We'll just have a normal everyday stream. Maybe I'll start a little early. Maybe we'll do something fun. I'm not working tomorrow either. I took a long weekend. It's like I earned it. I've given like 7 presentations this week, so I earned a little vacation. I've been talking so much this week, you know. Yeah, I'll have to. I'll make up my goal to read every single book so that I can win the book reading competition. I love a good competition, you know, that I can actually win. I have few talents, and one of them is reading disgusting amounts of books, just like 2 or 3 books a day. But yes, I'm heading to bed. I will see y'all tomorrow. Hopefully y'all, hopefully you can join. And if you can't, same time, same place on Monday. Either we'll be playing a new game or we'll be doing more Halo lore. Probably more Halo lore, so I want to get through the rest of the terminals, but we'll see. So yeah, I hope everyone has a good weekend. I will see y'all tomorrow at 3 p.m. Mountain Time, 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern. Look at me convert all the time zones. I suppose 2 p.m. Pacific. We'll go through all the US time zones. Sorry if you're outside of those time zones. I can't convert that easily in my head, but hope everyone has a good weekend. See y'all tomorrow. Good night. Bye.